What we're going to do right here is go back into time.
Previously on the Rich Eisen Show.
When it all came down to it, after 20 years, Tom doesn't want to be with Bill anymore.
Tom finally threw his hands up and said, I'm going to stop looking for the hug and the commitment that I've been dying to get from this person that I deserve. His decision to leave is the same as yours and my decision to get out of the car after it's parked in the driveway, put in park, and the engine's turned off. There's really nothing else you can do but get out. I mean, that's it. The ride's over.
Another Rich Eisen Show is coming at you right now.
Y'all ready for this?
Rich Eisen. Live from the Rich Eisen Show studio in Los Angeles.
There will never be another Brady Belichick again. It's just not ever going to be the same again.
This is the Rich Eisen Show.
I just can't believe my son was born into a world where Mookie Betts and Tom Brady don't play for my favorite teams anymore.
Heard nationwide, televised online at richeisenshow.com.
Welcome to the rest of us.
Today's guests, Pro Football Hall of Famer Warren Sapp from Showtime's Black Monday, actor Don Cheadle from IFC's Brockmire, actor Hank Azaria, and now it's Rich Eisen.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to this edition of the Rich Eisen Show. We are live on this loyal Rich Eisen Show radio station, and we are live on youtube.com/Rich Eisen Show. That's how we are rolling if you want to watch us, and we are thrilled that you are taking any time and that we are here for you. We're all still feeling hearty and hale and well, and we are practicing safe social distancing in the Rich Eisen Show studio. I tweeted out, I Instagrammed out a photograph of me in my suit and tie yesterday getting set to sit in a room on NFL Network yesterday, literally by myself. There's a camera and there's just me, and I had a black glove on my hand, and I just thought, I kind of look like Thomas Crown a little bit. I understand the
Which
actors.
one, Steve McQueen or the Pierce Brosnan one?
I just say I was feeling handsome. So I took a photograph of it, and somebody, commented that I'm on the air preaching safe social distancing, and now I'm actually out in El Segundo and here in El Segundo doing this show and Culver City doing that show. Literally, I just want to make mention that we are putting our bodies where our mouth is, if you will. We are at least 6 feet away from each other in this studio.
I'm 26 feet.
There are fewer than 10 people in the Rich Eisen Show studio here in California. We're doing what we feel is best for us. We're feeling fine. We're feeling great. Thank God. Thank goodness. Our families are feeling good, feeling great. And as long as we can do that, And we're here. We'll do our best to be here. That's it. And be here for you, either on this radio station listening or youtube.com/Rich Eisen Show. Hit that subscribe button because that helps keep this party going, if you will. And here we go. Let's go down that sports playpen wormhole for everybody. I'll tell you what, when the NFL said we're still going with the new league year, I was thinking it might be a difficult one for a lot of fans to swallow, but I'm hearing from a ton of people that they're enjoying the respite because things are just getting dark and deeper out there, and as long as we stick together and practicing safe social distancing and stay home if we can and washing our hands and coughing to our elbows and flattening the curve and trying not to touch our faces, we'll be better off. Words I never thought I would say.
I'll be your chauffeur if you want me. I'll carry your bags.
There you go. That was it.
I mean, Dickie V's drinking coffee this morning.
Closer.
He's a closer.
He's a closer. The Rays, when they get back on the mound, they should use him in the ninth. Right? That's it. Tom's coming with this whole not official report. It's done.
I know.
It's happening.
I know.
It's happening. He's going to Tampa.
Wow.
And I'll tell you what, man.
Man.
I'm all in. It's gonna look weird.
It's
It'll
gonna
be
look
weird.
super weird, man.
It'll be him out there. Apparently, all the memes that we're seeing of him in a Buccaneer helmet and on the uniform apparently is premature because I'm hearing the Bucs are changing their uniforms.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah.
So,
so are the Patriots.
And so here you go. You got Mike Evans and Chris Godwin.
And
for
O.J.
Tom
Howard.
Brady. Well, I mean, we'll see. OJ had an issue catching the ball every now and then last couple of years.
But still.
And Ronald Jones of USC began to take the reins as the starting running back there. And Bruce Arians hooked up with Tom Brady is is the greatest football version of Cocoon I've ever seen. I mean.
Wow.
Well, I mean, you've got a coach.
I know. Like
one of the older coaches and the oldest quarterback.
Bruce is 67.
Right, and a 43-year-old quarterback.
Looks younger than Wilford Brimley did in the movie.
The coach to quarterback combination together will be 110 years old. And Bucs fans are all hoping that they're jumping in the pool together and coming out 22. Yeah, I just made a Cocoon reference.
I mean,
I don't know. I'm more of a Hume Cronin guy.
Got it.
By the way, I just channeled my inner Paul Rudd with that gag. It sounds like something Rudd would say. Yeah, man. I mean,
wow.
Let's just see how it goes. No risk it, no biscuit. Let's see how it works. And Arians is the whole stuff that you're hearing about. Well, Arians is as far from Belichick as you can get. I mean, like. It's a day at the beach with Bruce. Of course it's not. I mean, he is going to coach Tom, and in the same way of apparently Brady never really heard from Belichick enough.
I love you.
Man, man, we're so lucky to have you. We're overjoyed that you are here. We couldn't be more thrilled that you are our quarterback. You are, the GOAT, that we are over the moon, that you have decided to join us. And that will all eventually come out in the wash with recriminations and finger pointing, as this will devolve into, because we are talking about New England sports after all. Brady was soft.
You think so? You think there's going to be that Boston Globe feature
you're already Brady's soft and
Boston Flea Party.
Wow. Yeah, is that from the
it looks like it's from the Globe.
The Herald or something like that. Tom Brady already is an all-time great quarterback, but winning a Super Bowl without Bill Belichick would cement his legacy is the I guess caption right there. Boston Flea Party.
Jeez.
So, you're already hearing that Belichick was too demanding on him or didn't tell him enough how much he was appreciated.
I think Tom liked the demanding, though.
And Robert Kraft said that, hey, if he wanted to be a Patriot, we would have figured it out. Well, hey, I wanted to be an ESPN guy for life, but the way it was being laid out to continue on at ESPN,
no dice.
Again, I'm just putting myself in the shoes of
the greatest football player ever.
Decision maker. I've had a big career decision to make before, and in a way, it was foisted upon me to leave. And eventually, ESPN was the one that showed me the door. Like they were the ones 2 days before my contract was up, called my agent and said, we're done here, and then leaked to USA Today that I was not renewed. And
you didn't go over to Norby's house and hugged it out?
No. I think this was above his on the flow chart, the decision. But, so you're already hearing that. If Tom wanted to be a Patriot, he could have been, even though the flowery and appropriately flowery and loving statement from both Kraft and Belichick was put forth. It was a high-class, no acrimony, apparently, departure, but that will only grow as fans are like, what's going on? Why isn't Tom there? We played on NFL Network yesterday, some callers to EEI.
Oh, I can only imagine.
One person saying they'll never set foot in Gillette again. Another person saying that they're, that what are the Patriots doing? A lot of hard feelings,
this
man.
day was coming at some point. We just kind of all thought it would be after a Super Bowl win, or maybe it would just be a retirement.
Of course. You never thought Tom was going to go somewhere.
No, never in a million years.
Never.
And to Tampa Bay, of all places?
Of
come on.
all places.
But I'll tell you what, last night I'm walking the dog. It's late, getting out of the house. I started sort of talking myself into rooting for the Bucs as my NFC team. I mean, I know I'm a Rams season ticket holder, but I'm excited to watch Tom kind of win this offense.
And, we're all hoping, again, knock on wood if you're with me and you're all with me here, that the NFL season does start on time and that we do see it all. So you're seeing Brady versus Breeze twice. You're seeing Brady versus Matt Ryan twice. The Bucs play the Packers this year. I think it's versus the NFC North. So it's Aaron Rodgers versus Tom Brady, the 212s. And also Mahomes. They play the AFC West.
Yeah.
So you're seeing it all. You're seeing it all. And those matchups are all going to be, there's going to be fights. How many times NBC will be able to get that and flex into it. And also ESPN will want one for Monday Night Football. I'm sure Fox will want the one of the Bucs visiting, if the Bucs visit Kansas City.
The Bucs play in Las Vegas this year. You better believe I'm going to be there for that game.
I mean, how lit is that?
I got tickets.
It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, you do have the tickets. And then the Bucs, this is great, man. For them, fire the cannons. The first person I thought of when I heard Brady signing with the Bucs, because I was on the air on NFL Network yesterday. Again, I'm going to be on there again for 3 hours as soon as the new league year opens up. That as soon as the first report came from Jim Trotter of NFL Network that the Chargers believe, barring a change of heart from the quarterback, that they're out. And that we got him on the phone, and he put more information on that report in 280 characters, saying that Brady's got a son, I guess his son with the actress Bridget Moynihan.
Lives in New York.
Okay, lives in New York, and he didn't want to be far away from his son. And Trotter said, that leaves the Bucs, and maybe, who knows, the Dolphins could be lurking out there. Which, of course, me being a host on live television, I bit into that bone pretty deep, saying that it was a touch of the Favre, potentially, is the way I used it. Great fantasy team name, Touch of the Favre.
Love it.
And, of course, it wasn't the Dolphins, it was the Bucs. And as soon as that happened, I thought to myself, I have got to get Warren Sapp on the Rich Eisen show tomorrow. Texted him. He was #not fishing and responded, you got it. He's first up. And then we've got two football fans whose work I have enjoyed for a long time. Don Cheadle will be joining us here on the Rich Eisen show. He is the star of Black Monday on Showtime, which is returning for season 2 coming up. And Hank Azaria. Brockmire returns for its final season tonight. And Hank is one of those diehard Jet fans who is no doubt quite thrilled that the Jets have not had to not face Tom Brady since 2000. Don't forget.
Wow.
It was the Jets, Mo Lewis, who blew up the innards of Drew Bledsoe. And number 12 trotted out on the field. As all Patriots fans think, oh, that's it.
Yeah,
Season's over.
Who is this guy?
Season's over. Our hopes and prayers for anything have been sunk. Little did we know, uncorked a 20-year run that will never be matched again. So Hank is one of those AFC East fans that is just absolutely doing cartwheels until then he sees his team's roster, and then we got a little temper a little bit.
Tom Brady career against the Jets, including playoffs, 30-8.
But one of those eights was a W in the divisional playoff round, man.
It was.
That was the height of the Rex Ryan era. The height. I know they made two. I know they made two AFC Championship games, but the height was one and dunning a Patriots team with a bye week.
I can't believe that happened.
To one and done a Patriots team with a bye week. I don't know if that ever happened, right?
One and done with a bye week.
That might be the only time that they got a bye and they got one and done.
Stand by.
You can look that up. We've got a commercial break coming up. 844-204-RICH is the number to dial. We'll take your calls if you're listening in on this loyal Rich Eisen Show radio station and or watching on youtube.com/Rich Eisen Show in our chat room on our YouTube page, which is always lively and lit. We call it the Wormhole, and all those that are in that chat room wanted a name. Unfortunately, it's been called the 454 Crew because 454, not my 40 time, but my Uber rating, which will probably stay frozen like that because when I'm not doing this show, and this is the last NFL Network show I'll be doing probably before the draft, I don't think that Uber rating is going to go anywhere.
Only time ever, one and done in the divisional round.
That's it, man.
Yep.
That was the height of the Rex Ryan era. Couldn't be any bigger than that. All right, now we're putting my Uber rating up on the screen again. Very good.
They were one and done the year before by the Ravens, but that was Wild Card Week.
Wild Card Week, right. Warren Sapp, who's a first ballot Pro Football Hall of Famer for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, just like Derek Brooks, and just like one day Tom Brady will be. Oh, man. Tom will be giving his speech, and Warren will be in the audience to give him props from the Bucs organization, of which Tom's Hall of Fame career will be a part. How about that?
This sucks.
Dude! It's fact. Warren Sapp next here on the Rich Eisen Show. Let's talk about the Honda Passport, everybody. The Honda Passport, at some point maybe, if you are in a town where you can get out in your car, and maybe I've heard so many people want to get out of a city and go someplace and go some outdoors, go walking in some spot where it's not a dense area. The Honda Passport's a great car for you to just hop in and get going. The 8-inch display audio touchscreen and advanced rear entertainment system keeps kids happy, that's for sure. The available wireless phone charger, along with the Wi-Fi hotspot, cabin talk, in-car PA system. You can charge a whole bunch of tablets. That's another way to keep the kids happy. And then the access power hands-free access to the power tailgate with all sorts of cargo space. It really is awesome. So test drive your Honda Passport today. Tell them the Rich Eisen Show sent you. We're always into you going to your local Honda dealer and kicking the tires on one of these cars. The Honda Passport in particular. We're back at 844-204-RICH, number to dial. And then Warren Sapp in a second. Okay.
Looks like Joe Flacco's getting released.
Sure is. Look that way. You know what I forgot? Because I came here and I'm just getting ready for the show and I'm wiping everything down. I forgot to put makeup on.
You want to go?
I'm thinking about that.
Do it real quick.
You want to just take this for a minute and
sure,
see?
Yeah,
you take it for a minute. I'll be right back.
Go ahead, Rich.
I'll be right back.
At it.
We got you.
Yeah, here.
Yeah, it's going to cost you $5 though, Rich.
It's the Gotta Go card from T.J. Jefferson. Here, T.J.
I mean, by the way, we can just talk about it. We've all seen Curb, right?
By the way, we're splitting this money.
On here?
TJ, it's $5, right?
Did you just touch the mic?
Oh,
No.
Well, turn it on. Why aren't you participating? Well, you can sit in Rich's seat, although that's
No.
God. Mike, what did you get at the store yesterday? You said you went to the store.
Yeah, bread and stuff. It's now
How
available.
was it? How were the shelves?
Not as bad. It's actually not as bad as it was. It's actually starting
So
to
the shelves
calm
are getting
down.
restocked.
Yeah, it's starting to calm down a little. So it was pretty good. Just got to stay
Oh, here
away
we go.
from
What do we
these-
got? Oh no, we have a major Philip Rivers account. This is phenomenal. Dearest children, bundle your knapsacks if I accepted command of the troops in a territory to the east. Though rusted, the Colt Army shows faith in my sidearm. We must journey to our new homestead, bearing a great caution for a larger disease that plagues the masses. Father.
Fantastic.
Now,
Keep it going.
Did this account take over for the Andrew
The
Luck
Captain
account?
Andrew Luck
Captain
account?
Luck
Andrew
still
Luck?
posts every so often.
Oh, they do?
Does he?
Yeah.
I figured Captain Andrew Luck would have to
They
tag
closed.
off now to, was it
He
Major
talks
Philip
about
Rivers?
like working
Man,
with the
this is
farm.
major Philip Rivers. This is amazing. Well, of course, Philip Rivers has 11 people in his house, so I just want to make sure they're all keeping good social
That
distancing.
means one of those kids
at
has to
Rivers.
sit outside in the doghouse or something, right? Because
We were thinking
have a
about that,
gathering
only
of more
10
than
people.
10.
By the way, is this the one shot you gave for yourself? Have you ever worked in television?
I didn't want to touch the camera. I didn't want to touch the
What is
camera too
happening?
much.
Look at this one shot.
I didn't want to touch the camera.
Wait, no, that's not it. Be honest. You just wanted your sneakers in the shot.
Yeah, listen, every day, guys, you'll understand. Every
Always
day in the
be
wormhole, the 454,
You
they
just
want to know about
wanted
the
your
T-shirt
sneakers in
and
the
the
shot.
sneakers. That's so.
That is
Rich,
embarrassing.
he
Let me see.
framed the shot.
Let
so
me see the
his
single
sneakers
shot.
are
Look at this single.
there. Yeah, so he get the
My
sneakers.
gosh.
TJ, you are out of your
Wide
mind.
angle. Are we calling Warren? Get him on the phone.
Yeah.
Get him on the
Adam will
horn.
call Warren.
Get him on the horn. He's
Rich, did you see the new account?
How do I look? Do I look less? Thank you for the gotta go. Do I
Rich,
look
did
less
you see
shiny?
the,
Let me see.
Oh yeah, you look like
Good. Oh, you look good.
Yeah.
You see the Captain Rivers account, Rich?
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah.
That is fantastic.
Major Philip Rivers.
I mean,
I-
Major. I'm sorry, Captain.
No,
Andrew
I
Luck.
did love the captain, Andrew Luck. We
It was great.
And then somebody said that whoever did that ripped it off from somebody.
Oh,
All comics will always say that there's something gets ripped
Yeah.
off.
I mean,
Everything's
that's what happens.
everything's stolen.
Everything's
right?
stolen.
By the way, early talking to Wormhole.
Yeah.
They're loving the two-tone.
The two-tone sweater.
Yeah.
By the way, how much of odds?
This was 12-1 today.
Two-tone?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah.
Two-tone was 12
Two-tone
to 1.
is two-tone
Two-tone was 12 to
bigger
1.
odds than patches?
No,
Patches.
no.
Patches come with a lot.
Patches is
I will be
like
honest with you.
April.
Should I tell you that I have 2 sweaters with patches,
Okay.
and I've got many two-tone.
What
There
about
is
the cardigan?
I got 2 cardigans.
Yeah.
Now is cardigan the most? Can you wear a cardigan on YouTube? Can you check the settings?
That might be in the rule.
Can you
That
check
might be in the
rules?
bylaws. I'm not sure.
You know when you
I gotta
get
check
the rules
that.
and there's all sorts of fine print.
You
Can
are
you see?
redefining sweaters, Rich. You can do whatever you want.
All right. Can you wear a cardigan on YouTube? I just want to know.
Your watch has also been brought up. Someone said your watch looks sturdy.
Yeah, look at that.
Well, the watch is tight. Rich has always had a nice watch game.
We're back with Sapp. Is he on?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Welcome back to the Rich Eisen Show. As always, nice mixture of sports and entertainment. The great Don Cheadle will be on in hour number 2. Black Monday is returning on Showtime. Hank Azaria in hour number 3 as Brockmire is returning to IFC. That's in hour number 3. Our poll question brought to you by Capital One, which is reimagined banking by offering savings and checking accounts with no fees or minimums and one of the nation's best savings rates. Capital One, what's in your wallet? Christopher, what do you have over there?
All right, with Tom Brady heading to the NFC, inexplicably the NFC South, what's the best division in the NFC? East, West, North, and South.
Okay.
At Rich Eisen Show, vote. Give us a call, 844-204-RICH.
That's correct. All directionals. First person I thought of when Tom Brady, it was reported, was finalizing a deal with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which will be made official at 4 Eastern time today. First person I thought of because he helped with Derek Brooks and Lynch and everybody there put the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the map as champions. And through that, became a first ballot Hall of Famer. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers right there on his I guess his plexiglass shelf on which his bust rests forever in Canton, Ohio. Our good friend Warren Sapp. How are you, Warren?
I am wonderful, Rich, and I want to know when you're putting a Coogee sweater on YouTube.
I don't know.
Whoa, baby.
What would
He's
that?
not ready for that,
there's
Warren.
two things about Coogee.
Okay.
It's comfortable and it ain't cheap.
You know what? I should have Mooch like FedEx me down one of his. What do you think?
Oh, you have to. Call Dion. You know Dion got one for you.
Oh, that's right. Prime has got
Come on,
those.
that's Dion's favorite thing. Coogee is comfortable and it ain't cheap.
Well, you know what? When were you with us on the road when we went to Dion's house one time? Were you with us on Thursday Night Football? Not yet. Not yet. Or maybe it's because you called out.
No, y'all were there, and I was at the stadium.
That's right.
My birthday with Sterling on set.
That's right. We were there.
Yeah, y'all went and enjoyed
Dion's
yourself.
closet. Dion's closet it's not a closet. It's like it's a men's store.
Oh no, that's another apartment.
It was. We were walking through it, and it's a two-story. It's two stories with a plexiglass partition between stories 1 and stories 2, so he could hold up a suit over the shoes or the shoes over the suit, so they match. And I remember Warren Marshall was muttering under his breath. Marshall Falk, as we were walking around there, he just mutters under his breath, "This is baseball money," is what he said.
Marshall always has a way to put it in one little simple sentence.
I know. All right, let's get into it. The words: Tampa Bay Buccaneer Tom Brady. Warren, what do you think?
I'm excited, but I was kind of torn yesterday because I love the kid Jameis Winston.
Okay.
And 5,000-yard passes don't grow on trees, but the GOAT definitely don't grow on trees. So when you got a chance to influx the GOAT with Mike Evans and Goodwin and O.J. Howard and the weapons we have and Bruce Arians and Byron Leftwich, come on. I mean, my defensive tackle still got to have more sacks than touchdowns, but we're on the right track right now.
I bet. So, what do you think it's going to look like, Warren? What do you think?
It's going to be a packed house. If it's nothing else, I know the city of Tampa and how they love the optimism of a football team. And when you got Tom Brady in the house, come on. It won't be an empty chair in Raymond James. It'll be rocking.
Yeah, fire the cannons. That's what I said to you yesterday when you picked up the phone.
It's been a long time since we had a packed house, and it was rocking.
I know. But in terms of the Arians offense, what do you think? The risk it, no risk it, no biscuit, with Tom Brady being the one who's got that in his.
Well, I just want to see him go get the left tackle. Ain't Trent Williams out there? I saw him working out, punching a bag or somewhere around there. That's what we need to do. Go get Trent Williams, solidify the black side of him,
right.
And then Tom could he can wiggle a blue nose. He can get away with anything in front of him. He sees that.
Right. And so, you're right. I mean, just the excitement level. The excitement level is just going to be.
I mean, I'm trying to put the old line around him now.
Right.
Hey, you know me, I don't like offensive linemen, but I need something right now because I got to protect him and make sure he's upright so he can deliver that ball. Because he got that right arm and that mind of his is ready to go. We just can't let him get hit because he has 500 sacks on his belt.
Right.
Let's not play games. I mean, he's not a spring chicken, so let's keep our, the rooster standing in the yard.
Warren Sapp here on the Rich Eisen Show. So, are you surprised Brady chose Tampa when it all comes down to it, Warren? Let's be honest.
I mean, I was sitting here listening to it, and you know how the talking heads, because wasn't no football, wasn't no sports. I mean, wasn't no sports on. I mean,
right.
Everybody out there, be safe, do your social distancing and all that good stuff, and let's listen to the 15-day plan. Let's see where we at after 15 days. Let's go with that. To speak
right.
over the top of this, but now we got sports again. I was just watching it go down, and I said, let me call the office. So, I called the office, say, yo, what's going on? My man's like, Ford's not here. I'm like, Ford's not there? No. I'm like, all right, well, it was spring break, and maybe he's fishing. So I had to call a couple more people, and then when I got the word that, Tom was reviewing it, I'm like, reviewing a contract? He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, shit, you don't review a contract if you don't take a contract normally. So that's normally how I go, because I know y'all didn't leave those pennies out there on the side, did you? This was all, greenbacks and the good stuff, right? You don't give the golden offer that he refused, like I'm still yelling at Orlando for letting Shaq walk out the door. There's no way you do that.
Right.
And now we had a chance at Tom. Great job, Ty Light. Great job, Jason Light.
Right.
Jason Light, the GM at the Bucs, great job.
Well,
great trigger pull, because I mean, if you're going to let a 5,000-yard passer walk out the door and say, where you going? Tom Brady. All right.
That's it.
I'm on.
Right,
I'm on board.
I know. And I'm
on board. The eighth man never passed for 5,000 yards. You know, I know he threw 33 picks or 30 picks or 2 with it and 6 picks, 6 and all of that, but I'm a defensive guy. That was enough points on that scoreboard to win a bunch of those football games that Jameis Winston was playing last year.
Yeah, I know. I mean, because the offense, again, produced a pair of Pro Bowl wide receivers. We haven't seen
1,100 plus yards for both of them, and one of them didn't even finish the season.
Both of them, right? I mean, both of them had
both of them had over 1,100 yards, and Goodwin broke Mike's old record over 1,300. I'm like, Jesus, these kids are ready to go. I mean, that's enough points. You give me 30 points, I'm gonna make it stick twice on Sunday. You kidding me?
Warren Sapp here on the Rich Eisen Show. Now, Godwin is one of those receivers.
Oh,
okay,
yes, sir.
And he's very special. And no doubt one of the reasons why Brady would consider Tampa as he did. That said,
I mean, O.J. Howard and Mike Evans too.
No, I know.
I mean, there's no slouches of weapons in Tampa. But we just got to find him a offensive line and a running back that can do whatever he wants to do because he loves the screen game.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to bring that out. And Bruce Arians wants to play with the play action, then look short, go deep. But he's got that.
I know.
We'll be fine.
But the reason why I bring up Godwin in particular is he's currently the owner of number 12. How do you think that conversation's going to go with Godwin?
Very easy. What number you want me to wear to throw me the ball to, Coach? That's not a discussion you have. That's not a discussion, Rich.
I mean,
the young fella knows better.
There's not he's going to just willingly cough up.
You willfully. I mean, the number's not big enough to ask for anything. What are you going to say? I need $12 million for the 12?
Well, I don't know, though. I mean, Warren,
No, I got to tell you a funny story. I went to Oakland, right? And
sure.
I never had a discussion about my number. That's why this is so funny to me that you're bringing this up, because we old school. We remember the stories. So Ray Buchanan came to Oakland, and he wanted his old 34. Mm-hmm. And the 34 was in somebody else's possession. It was Huggy Bear's little son. That's exactly who it was. What's Huggy Bear's son's name? You know him, the running back, Forrest.
That's right.
Forrest.
Yeah.
So
from Michigan.
Forrest is there with 34,
right?
And he tells Ray Buchanan 3 for the 3 and 4 for the 4, and we talking about thousands of dollars. 3,000 for the 3,
right,
and 4,000 for the 4. He got $7,000 for Ray Buchanan.
Okay.
So I mean, you pass the jersey to Tom Brady without any discussion, and you get number 13, and now you chase Mike Thomas with 13. Who's the better 13 in the conference with the 40-year-old quarterback?
But
I got a whole play for you, Rich. There it is.
But doesn't Evans have 13? I mean,
Yeah.
So,
Jesus, damn! You ran me into a real country here. All right, somebody got 17?
I don't know. We could look that
what
up.
About 11?
Well, here's the thing.
10? Deshaun Jackson wore 10 or 11 in Tampa. Take that one.
But Warren, Irv is Mr. 88, right? What if?
Listen.
But hold on a second. What if? No, hold on a second.
What if a whole other creature if you talk about him?
But what I'm just saying is receivers are very, very rare.
Oh, you wanted to do join the 88 club?
Well, what I'm just saying is that Godwin
That's nice. Nice. Drew Pearson and all of that. I like it.
What I'm saying,
Cowboy man, I don't mind the 88.
But what I'm saying is
some lovely 88s around. Swanee Swan was 88. There's some lovely 88s.
Well,
no problem. 88 is a beautiful number for a receiver.
Exactly.
But kids like these small numbers.
But I'm just saying that if you're a receiver and you have a breakout season wearing number 12, it doesn't matter who's walking in the door. You just don't want to cough that thing up.
You're so special, Rich. I do love your old schoolness. I'll see the kid tell Goodwin, it's time for you to join the 88 club.
Yeah.
Rich Eisen has blessed it. Tom Brady's going to throw you the ball. You have a breakout year in 88, and then, $100 million is next.
Now, when you went to Oakland, no one was wearing 99, though, right? I mean...
Yeah, DeLawrence Grant was.
And
Mike Lombardi said, when I got there, I didn't even think about it. I'm like, Mike, you got my number? He's like, oh, yeah, I told DeLawrence Grant that the NFL had a new rule that the linebackers couldn't wear the 90s numbers anymore, so he has to go to 59, and I gave him your number. I didn't think that would be an issue. I'm like, thanks. I didn't think I had. That's how easy that went. Mike Lombardi did that one.
But there wasn't a rule like that, though. Did he make that?
Hey, man, what the GM tells a guy that's the outside linebacker and he believes it and gives up the number, what do you want me to do about it, Rich?
Fantastic.
I'm telling you the story.
All right, but in the last few minutes I have left here with you, Warren Sapp, I want to turn you back into the paparazzi here. What'd you make of the DeAndre Hopkins trade to Arizona?
What is Bill O'Brien, the GM, doing?
I don't know.
I mean, you hear stories about him and Jadeveon Clowney not, having a great relationship, and he's gone. And now you just swap this man for a bubblegum rapper?
Mm-hmm.
Because you know my rule on running backs. They come a dime a dozen, 2 nickels every time. You can find somebody in the draft to run the ball.
Well, I mean, you heard, I don't know if you heard what Irv had to say on ESPN today about DeAndre telling him about a meeting that happened with Bill O'Brien, who came out moments ago to say that it's being blown out of proportion. DeAndre Hopkins just tweeted the same. But there's just, it was giving some sort of light on there had to be something other than.
Oh, no, this wasn't about football. This was obvious. You look at the 2 people you swap, and you don't do that in the NFL. You just gave that kid away. That was ridiculous.
For a 2, I mean, and Stephon Diggs got
nothing. That's a bubblegum rapper is what he got back.
A second-round pick is nothing to sneeze at, right?
I mean, you traded a Maserati for a bubblegum rapper. Are you kidding me? Bad. But, hey, let's see what is Deshaun Watson? Somebody tell me, can he take all sharp objects out of the room that he's in right now, that he's self-quarantined in? Because, oh, my goodness, what is he thinking?
Well, yeah, I was about to ask you that question. I mean, what must he...
Kyler Murray must be just doing backflips right now in his living room.
Yeah, man.
Holy smokes.
It was...
they had enough weapons out there with that little jitterbug running around throwing that ball. And now you give him this hoss, and now he's mad about it? Oh, come on.
So, I mean, that leads us to our poll question. Ask it of Warren Sapp right there. Go ahead, Christopher.
All right, big fella. Who's the best? What's the best division in the NFC? East, West, North, South?
East is weak. South has got turmoil in the gold.
There's a couple goats in there.
Yeah, West.
You still say the West, right?
West right now.
You still say it, right? I mean,
the West right now. I mean, San Francisco ain't doing anything but reloading and trying to find a way to, finish off a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter after you just picked off the MVP in the red zone. Holy smokes. Hey, man, you got to find a way to put a drive together, man. Get 3 points, man. Now you up 13. Now you got action. I mean, But I don't know. But I still go with the West. I go with the West right now because Russell Wilson and San Francisco and then Arizona they just all over the map right now with that going on. So, yeah. And then John Gruden's going to find him a quarterback and go to work. So,
yeah,
he's reloading that free agency. Him and Mayock got that spending like they got monopoly money.
Well, I mean, you got to take a look at, obviously also the Rams sitting out there too. The last 2 NFC.
Oh no! I forgot all about them boys down in there.
You know what I mean? Like the last 2 NFC champions are sitting in that division.
Sitting in the West, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
and whenever you got the guy that won the last one, that gives you an incentive that we're not far away.
Last one for you, Warren, and I know this is kind of a third-rail subject, but you never shy away from it. Apparently, Tom Brady wants to bring Antonio Brown with him. All teams that were talking to Tom, according to all reports during this process, were thinking that Brady wanted to bring Antonio Brown with him. Do you think that works for Tampa as well? What do you think?
If they cut the deal with him and that was something that he was putting on the table, let's see. Because I think Antonio Brown's had a little attrition, hasn't he? Hadn't he been a little better? I hadn't paid any attention.
Neither have I. I don't know. The last time I saw a video of him, it was beyond.
Oh, yeah, you got blocked. You got blocked.
I know. I did get blocked by him.
You got blocked. I forgot. You got blocked. Dan Cilio unblocked me after I went off on him on this.
But I just saw a video of him going off on the mother of his children with his kids right there, and I just saw. I'm hoping he got some.
It ain't getting any better.
I know. So it's what I'm saying. It's just I don't know. I don't know if you'd want to.
I've always had one thing about the off season. It'll work his way out.
What do you mean?
It'll work his way out because if he has any idea of coming back to the league, there's a whole country that's sitting and watching now. If you want to put something on a video or do something that's righteous right now,
Right.
So a lot of the people sitting on their couch looking for some good news. So if you want to do something right, it's time to do something right. I mean, stop this foolishness. Jesus.
Well, hopefully he has. It's been a few weeks since that video, and maybe.
Yeah. Maybe day to day we getting a little better, but that can't be the last thing that somebody remember when somebody asks you about you 2 weeks after it. Jesus.
I know. So enjoy your quarantine best you can, man. So you're staying home, right?
No doubt about it. I'm locked and loaded, and everything is in order, and I'm gonna do what I best I can. I got a beautiful view, if nothing else.
Okay, and you're sitting back, and Tom Brady has joined your team.
Oh, it's a GOAT season. That's what we hashtag it all year. It's GOAT season in Tampa, baby.
You take care of yourself, Warren. Love you, bud.
Be good, baby.
Right back at you. That's Warren Sapp, QB killer, Pro Football Hall of Famer, the one and only Warren Sapp. Tom Brady, Tampa Bay Buccaneer. I still can't believe it. Look, we're showing right now the back page of the New York Post. Tampa Bay Bucks. NFL shocker as Brady bolts Pats for Florida.
I'll never believe it.
It's going to be wild and weird.
Looks like it's $30 million per year as long as Tom wants to keep playing.
Is that what it is?
Looks like it's a year-to-year thing, but for $30 million.
Okay. And Bruce Arians and Tom Brady.
By the way, the Buccaneers, in case you're wondering, Rich, I know you are.
Yes.
They are now the 5th betting favorite to win the Super Bowl.
All right, I want to get that from you next. And then apparently something's going, spreading like people are so excited in Tampa. There's an interesting tweet I just saw about the season tickets that are going right there. 844-204-RICH is the number to dial here on the Rich Eisen Show. Don Cheadle and Hank Azaria still to come as the new league year is around the corner. It is just officially 3 hours away. Unbelievable. 3+ hours away. We're almost there to everything that we talked about this past week becoming official, and maybe there's another surprise in store. But the news is kind of slowed a little bit, right? Like, stuff is not breaking left and right.
A little bit.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right. We'll hit all that, too. That's coming up next on The Rich Eisen Show. There you go. Warren Sapp right there. What are they saying on
99
on our feed? Anything that needs to be brought up right here?
No, people are just, shocked that...
the TB is the man, huh?
Yeah, shocked it's the Bucks. They're excited to hear from Warren.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to everybody in the wormhole. Everyone's doing nice.
Yeah, this is what I want to talk about. Look at Anthony Becht. There's 972 people in front of you.
Last night I saw it got to 6,000 people in the waiting line.
Right.
Because my dad lives in Tampa. I was thinking about hopping on there and getting some tickets for the secondary market. Why not? But Mike, that Raider Bucks game.
Oh, they're already
We're
my
definitely. What do you mean? Don't sell those.
My ticket person.
Don't sell those.
They're already done. They're already up for sale.
I guess it's a shorter flight to Costa Rica, right?
No, I'm definitely
from Tampa.
Than Boston.
I don't want to go see Brady play.
No, I do. I'm your friend.
Yeah, guess what?
Hook a
They're
brother up.
$1,000 a piece.
You're the worst.
You don't want to go see Tom Brady play football?
I've seen him, Rich.
Mike,
I've
in
seen
the
him
new
lose
stadium,
and win.
in the Death Star?
There's not one, not even a fingernail that wants me to go see him play.
You're crazy.
I watched him lose and win. I'm done.
Mike, you were hoping that he was coming to the Chargers.
Yeah, that's because I could buy tickets and sell them.
You know what?
I'm a Rams fan now.
You know what I'm going to do right now? I'm going to invite.
I would have.
I'm going to invite McAfee on the show right now.
Oh, Pat.
For tomorrow. Okay.
Let's go.
Let me do all that. Let me do that on live YouTube.
On live
That's
YouTube.
going to be a
We
hot
talked. Was it yesterday? Did we talk?
Wherever he plays.
Who, Tom? Oh, yeah.
It's going to be
of course.
For it. What do you think about that?
I like it. Tomorrow,
Yeah.
10:20 Pacific. Let's go.
1:20 Eastern, his time.
I'm down.
Let's see if he responds. How fast he is. He could be doing he could be doing a million different things.
That guy could literally be doing anything. He's getting jacked, too. Did you see his video he posted on Instagram the other day?
Yeah, huh?
I don't know what else he's taking instead of vitamins.
So Sapp sent me a photograph of what he's eating.
What, right now, like this second?
It's got to be a fish.
I guess in advance he was watching Trump speak before he came on here to talk about the update on the coronavirus.
Okay.
It looks like there's a Lombardi trophy in front of his television set.
Full size or the mini guy? Because, the players can get the mini guys if they win it.
Nothing mini about this. Let me make sure I can share it. Can I share this with my audience? Because looks like there's some eggs and there's some bacon and then there's some.
Oh, that sounds delicious. Hey, Richard, we do have a question for you in the chat. Daniel Fisher. After all this stuff, do you think the Pats try to trade for Jacoby Brissett, bring him back?
Oh. No, I think the Colts are very happy having him there. In case, what a great number 2. Charlie Casserly, before you went absolutely insane yesterday and put a St. Patrick's Day hat on his head, which, by the way, Charlie Weiss wore.
I saw the Charlie Weiss still from
Very
that.
festive. He said that Joe Gibbs always said the most important player on your team is a quarterback and the second most is your backup.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back in a sec. Welcome back to the Rich Eisen Show. 844-204-RICH is the number to dial. Let's go to Ray in Las Vegas, Nevada. What's up, Ray?
Rich, how you doing? Good to see you're all healthy and doing good, man.
Right
Thanks
back
for
at you.
on.
You bet. If I can do it, I'll be here.
All right. Hey, I just wanted to see what your take is on all these free agency signings my Raiders are doing.
Hey.
We're rating the Cowboys. We got, linebackers. We got defensive back. We get Jason Witten's a big one. Marcus Mariota.
Well,
what do you think about that?
I'll tell you one. Ian Rappaport is saying that by the end of, at the start of new league year business today, Carl Nassib is coming. And, that's a nice signing for sure, taking him from Tampa and putting him in. I tell you, so many teams right now are just hitting that
Loading
defensive
up.
line hard.
Yep.
I think everybody saw what the Niners were able to do. Everybody saw how Chris Jones played a part in such a crucial aspect. And then everyone's loading up on tight ends too. The Patriots were so far ahead of that game back in the day. But to add Witten,
didn't see that coming.
Right, add Witten to Foster, Moreau, and Waller and Darren Waller. Those are three tight ends of significance right there. So,
hey, Rick, one other quick thing.
Yeah.
What do you think about these rumors about Gurley and Brooks wanting to go to Tampa Bay now?
Well, look, and thank you for the call. Appreciate that. Tampa is going to be. Why wouldn't you?
They're going to be players, man. Yeah, of course.
There's no state tax. Tom Brady is there for the next 2-3 years. Bruce Arians isn't going anywhere. He's a coach that everybody wants to play for. You got Evans. You got Godwin. They franchised Shaq Barrett. You heard how Sapp saying they got to shore up the offensive line. They will hit that. Where do they pick in the draft? Right in the middle of the first round. Tampa. Did you look that up?
Yeah. Meanwhile, big move from the Saints just now.
What did they do?
Malcolm Jenkins going home.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah,
Go
I
back
saw
to
that
the
yesterday that the Eagles were letting him go. So that's pretty cool. What's old is new again. It's pretty cool. Malcolm Jenkins going back home right there. You know, it's funny.
The Bucs have the 14th pick.
Okay. Yeah, Don Bowie, our coordinating producer, who is the diehard Saints fan of the Rich Eisen show, saying that Sean Payton's always said that that's been one of his biggest regrets.
Letting him leave. Yeah.
Now he's back. Well, I mean, he was part of their championship season. When he was here, he didn't even know the statistic that he's the only human being to have beaten Tom Brady and Peyton Manning in a Super Bowl. Only one, right?
That's bananas.
So, yeah. And you know what we were talking about as soon as the Witten news came down yesterday? I
couldn't believe that.
How many times in the history of any place have not one but two Monday Night Football analysts been on the same team? and
Mayock too.
And again, if Musburger needs to tap out and there's no gotta go card from JB Smoove or Larry David or TJ Jefferson, right? And if they need a gotta go card, Mayock.
Yeah.
I mean, the general manager, the coach, and the tight end. They can call a game. Musburger's got to go. So, how about that one?
People there.
I'll tell you what, man.
I can call a game.
How about that? Witten's going to walk through the door and just tell everybody this is what it's like to be a professional if you need.
Yeah, totally.
With Darren
Underrated
Waller
good move by Oakland, by Las Vegas.
Pushing buttons. Yeah. There was one free agent that they were trying to get in on that they lost out on. I'm just trying. There's so many things that I've been sitting there on NFL
Tom
Network.
Brady?
No, I don't think so. They might have kicked the tires, but so let me take another phone call. Top of the next hour, I want to sift through all of, now that we know where Brady is, where some dominoes are going to be falling. Because we said, hey, if
we've seen
when
a
he
few
shows
quarterbacks
up,
have moved
I know.
now. Yeah, we've seen a few.
I don't want to get terribly into it right now, but 844-204-RICH number to dial. Call us if you're listening to us wherever you are. You're watching us at youtube.com/Rich Eisen Show.
You want the Super Bowl odds right now?
And hit the subscribe button. You get those ready while I take the call of Pete from Richmond, Virginia. What's up, Pete?
What's going on, Rich? How you guys doing? Glad to hear everybody's well.
You got
Tell
it.
Tufo, tell them eat lots of garlic. Lots of garlic. Let's get the Italians. Start penicillin. Yes, diehard Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan, sir. Since 1976, the season that they started this, and they've been a Tom Brady hater up until now. God love you, Tom Brady. But when we went to the Super Bowl in 2002, the football gods looked down upon us and gave us the head coach from the opposing team. Thank you very much. And now Tampa Bay, you heard it here first, will be the first team to host a Super Bowl. Thank you very much, Tom Brady. Enjoy all your money because we have no tax. And Brockman, no, you're not welcome. No bandwagons, buddy.
I love you,
No
Pete.
bandwagons.
Yes. You got to be a diehard. You had to go through all the years. The creamsicle uniforms. Bring them back so Tom Brady can bring glory to the creamsicle. Thank you, gentlemen. Y'all have a great day and be safe.
Rack him.
I mean,
by the way, fantasy team name.
Glory to
the
creamsicle.
creamsicle. What a fantasy name.
Now, here's the thing. Does Brady, let's say he plays in the Super Bowl there, he retires. He's done.
Right.
That's final. No matter
Only
what.
if they win.
By the way, was that the title of a Yes album, Glory to the Creamsicle?
I
was that
think
Yes,
so.
or was that
Fishes-
Deep
it was
Purple?
after Fishes of the
It might have been ELO.
No,
ELO.
Yeah.
Glory to
Might
the
have been
Creamsicle.
ELO. Yeah.
Living thing and then that.
Okay, so Pete said they're playing in the Super Bowl, right?
So let me guess.
Okay.
You said you have the top 5 odds,
I
right?
have the top 5
currently?
Super Bowl team
And you said the
odds
Bucs are 5,
now.
right?
Bucs are 5.
Okay, I'm going to say 1 is Kansas City to repeat.
Correct.
I'm going to say 2 is San Francisco to repeat as NFC champions.
They're third.
They're third. I will go with You got a guess right there?
I say New Orleans.
New Orleans is 2?
New Orleans is, let's see. New Orleans is 4th.
4th.
Ooh.
Are the Colts 2 because Phillips signed there?
Hang on.
No.
We got to go
The
deep.
Colts are 28-1.
Buffalo? I'm kidding.
You're missing an obvious one. Not the Cowboys.
So the Niners are 3.
Yeah.
The Saints are 4.
Jack with you today.
Yeah. Who won the MVP last year, guys?
Okay.
Oh.
So the Ravens are 2.
So the Ravens are 2. And then the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 12-1.
I'll tell
One
you what,
player.
man. As you know.
The GOAT.
As you know.
They were 40-1 like 3 days ago.
As you know, I am a league employee through and through, right? But I tell you what I think, and I know with this stuff of odds and probabilities and something like, I know when I was in school plays there was something called a prop, right? Okay.
Yep.
I hear those words in other instances, and I'm an unfrozen caveman anchor. Your gambling terms confuse me. That said, 28-1 for the Indianapolis Colts sounds meaty.
You like the sniff of that? Buffalo Bills 20-1.
I want to hit a little bit more on Phillip Rivers at the top of the next hour, because of the whole concept that Brady was that big stone to throw into the quarterback free agency pond, and the ripple effects would come from it. We now know where Tom's going. I want to hit that. Don Cheadle, the star of Black Monday on Showtime, season 2 coming up. He's joining our program. I think he's a diehard Broncos fan from the last we chatted. Then Hank Azaria and you coming up. Welcome back to our show. In other times, we will show you something from the Rich Eisen Show archive. Certainly since in this day and age, in-studio guests might be at a premium, if a rarity for the moment. We'll go down memory lane with some fun guests that we had in studio over the last 5+ years. Here's Dane Cook on the Rich Eisen Show. Hello, Dane Cook.
Rich, how are you?
How are you? Boston Red Sox t-shirt.
Yes.
Now we're talking.
I had to rep.
True or false that you have intercepted Tom Brady at one point?
I did a charity event for Best Buddies back in Boston.
That's his charity, right? That he has his game.
Yeah, he plays quarterback for both teams. Very last play of the game, my team's down.
Yes.
I see Tom. He's going to throw this cute kid who's, been excited to get a ball thrown to him all day. So I see Tom's elbow line up. I go, this kid's not getting this ball. So I ran over and I jumped in front of this kid, pulled it down, ran it in for the game-winning touchdown. And he signed the ball. I got it in my living room.
Are you proud of yourself?
I picked 6 off Tom.
I know that's
Brady.
fine. I understand that, but
I made a kid cry for that ball.
You stepped in front and you high-stepped at Tom Brady.
Are you kidding me? That's the only way I was ever going to intercept Tom Brady.
So here's another one. Is it true that you were in the room when Tom Brady met Giselle?
That is true. That was true.
Where was this, Dane Cook?
07 AFC playoff game, and Giselle was sitting with us in the box. So the Kraft family was like, Giselle's here she's never seen Tom play. And she didn't really know football. She literally, during the game, was like, so why do they have to run with the ball this way? Had that very thick Brazilian accent. Yes. And then we all were ushered down to the locker room. And when I saw them see each other, and she kind of grabbed him by the arms, and they're almost the same height, but she's looking at him because, he's bigger than life. It was like they were so beautiful. You know those moments in like a Disney movie where the camera just spins around the prince and princess? I felt like I was just spinning around.
And the birds start flying like zippity-doo-dah?
It was unbelievable. You were like, that's a power cut. I think I called my girlfriend right there and was like, we're done. We have nothing even close to what I'm experiencing here. I felt like voyeuristic, just standing there watching them love each other live.
here is go back into time.
Previously on the Rich Eisen Show.
When it all came down to it, after 20 years, Tom doesn't want to be with Bill anymore.
Tom finally threw his hands up and said, I'm going to stop looking for the hug and the commitment that I've been dying to get from this person that I deserve. His decision to leave is the same as yours and my decision to get out of the car after it's parked in the driveway, put in park, and the engine's turned off. There's really nothing else you can do but get out. I mean, that's it. The ride's over.
Another Rich Eisen Show is coming at you right now.
Y'all ready for this?
Rich Eisen. Live from the Rich Eisen Show studio in Los Angeles.
There will never be another Brady Belichick again. It's just not ever going to be the same again.
This is the Rich Eisen Show.
I just can't believe my son was born into a world where Mookie Betts and Tom Brady don't play for my favorite teams anymore.
Heard nationwide, televised online at richeisenshow.com.
Welcome to the rest of us.
Earlier on the show, Pro Football Hall of Famer Warren Sapp. Coming up from Showtime's Black Monday, actor Don Cheadle from IFC's Brockmire, actor Hank Azaria, and now it's Rich Eisen.
Hey, everybody. Hour number 2 of the Rich Eisen Show on the air on this loyal Rich Eisen Show radio affiliate, and also youtube.com/Rich Eisen Show if you're by a computer or a device and want to stream us live every day and then go down a video wormhole. Hit that subscribe button. It's a lot of fun. We appreciate you listening to us if that's the manner in which you are consuming this show. Warren Sapp on in hour number 1 celebrating the arrival of Tom Brady, Thomas Edward Brady, Tampa Bay Buccaneer. TV12 and TB. That is happening. Or the Tampa Bay Bucks, as the New York Post called him and called it on the back page of today's publication. From New York City, where Hank Azaria will be calling in hour number 3, the star of Brockmire, returning tonight on IFC for its final season. Don Cheadle, the star of Black Monday, which premiered this past Sunday on Showtime at 10 Eastern Time. And he was nominated for an Emmy for the role in which he plays Mo Monroe in Black Monday. Season 2 underway. He'll be joining us in about 20 minutes' time as we just try to divert your attention from some headlines and discuss what's going on in the world of pop culture and entertainment and sports. That's how we roll here on the Rich Eisen Show.
Love it.
New league year opens up in less than 3 hours, 4 Eastern Time, and everything that we've heard over the last several days, starting essentially the first big move was Calais Campbell being acquired by the Baltimore Ravens, adding the reigning Walter Payton Man of the Year to their defensive line, foreshadowing essentially the run on pass rushers and the run on run stuffers in the NFL that we've seen in free agency. If you can rush the passer and it's been your time and it's your time up to be in the open market, you are having a great week. If you're Eric Armstead or clearly DeVaris Buckner being traded to Indianapolis and getting paid all that money, and then Robert Quinn getting some bag. Gerald McCoy just got added by the Dallas Cowboys yesterday too. It was a nice maneuver.
3-year deal.
Right. And but I'm hearing that NFL teams have been told that they are not allowed to announce as official anything until a physical is done. And as you know, that could be particularly logistically problematic.
Indeed.
I'm assuming Tom can get himself to Tampa and should have no problem passing a physical. But until physicals are conducted, many of these deals that you're hearing about, Byron Jones breaking the bank, Kyle Van Noy doing the same for Miami, that a lot of these deals will not be quote-unquote official until much later than 4 Eastern today, unless somehow, some way, somebody's been able to take a physical and check that box and get it done. So keep an eye out for all of that. Now then, we discussed ad nauseum for the last 2-3 weeks as we were waiting for the Tom Brady decision. How will it affect all the other moving pieces? With free agents like Phillip Rivers also out there, and where Brady might wind up would displace someone like Derek Carr or somebody like Jameis Winston or somebody like, if you will, Tyrod Taylor even, who knows? He's their starter there in Los Angeles. If he wound up in San Francisco, would he displace, obviously, Jimmy Garoppolo? Much ado about nothing there. We kept saying that the 49ers, there was a lot of there because the 49ers never came out and put out a statement, Jimmy's our guy. Well, I guess they just decided not to address it at all and not make any maneuver. Just be quiet about the whole thing.
We never heard a peep from the 49ers.
Start to finish. And as it turns out, the quarterback who is displaced by Brady's decision is, in fact, Jameis Winston. That's it. Jameis needs to find a new address. Where will he go? Who will take good old Jameis onto their team? Well, it's not going to be the Indianapolis Colts. Phillip Rivers, 1 year, $25 million to Indianapolis. And based on everybody else's reporting, it sure seems like Jacoby Brissett isn't going anywhere either. That it's going to be basically Brissett's backup role. Phillip hasn't missed a snap, unfortunately for Jacoby. Hasn't missed a game since 2006. He has been a steady hand at the Chargers controls for so many years. And one must think, barring anything totally unforeseen behind that offensive line, which unfortunately for Jacoby left him in a heap in Pittsburgh, you'd think that Phillip's going to be the guy right there. And I think that is just a great maneuver. And they added DeForest Buckner. And they don't have a first-round selection, but it's deep, the wide receiver pool. It's deep. And they're going to be able to add somebody. And they do still have a ton of money left under the cap. You get a nice, shiny new weapon for Phillip, along with that running game. You know he loves his tight ends. And Jack Doyle, when he's been able to stay healthy, is the guy, right? Correct?
Yeah, well, Eric Ebron last year, too.
Well, Ebron, I think, is not coming back there.
Right. My question for you, though,
I like the Colts a lot, is what I'm saying. I like it a
how
lot.
much gas do you think Phil has left?
I don't know, because
last year was
it was
rough,
dreadful.
man. 20 picks.
Well, it was the usual. Look, let's walk through last year's Chargers season, if you don't mind. First of all, that whole business with Melvin Gordon, what a total disaster.
Yep.
Okay?
From the get-go.
Now, Austin Eckler proved that he could be a number one back.
And got rewarded.
Correct. And he got rewarded for it. But the run game still, in the first 4 weeks, it took a while to get up to speed. Derwin James was gone from the jump, and it just totally messed with the defense right there. And then the Chargers charged. That just anybody want to go on YouTube if you're watching this right here, youtube.com/Rich Eisen Show. Anybody out there, just go and Google or YouTube the final 2 minutes of Chargers at Titans. Okay? And take a look at that. And the way that finished up. Okay? Where they had 3 cracks from the 1.5 yard line and couldn't get in there. By the way, how would the Titans' fortunes have been changed if the Chargers had creased the goal line there at the end of that game? In the way that the Titans barely got into the playoffs and then one and done New England and Baltimore.
Tom Brady could be a Titan right now.
You want to talk about sliding doors about how things change. So, yes, Phillip took too many liberties. He was too careless with the football. I think he probably thought, I've got to do it. Probably a little bit more than anything else. Now, that sense won't be there in Indianapolis. He doesn't. They changed offensive coordinators last year midstream. Name me another team where that actually winds up. Well, it's rare. You've seen it where you change an offensive coordinator with like week 10 to go, and then all of a sudden it spikes.
Right.
It's very rare. Let's put it that way.
It happens.
I just like Phillip in Indianapolis. I think Phillip Rivers in Indianapolis is a great move. Daniel Jeremiah broke the news yesterday that he's bringing his whole family, which, means you got to scrape together a lot of chairs to get that 11 top at Steak and Shake. on the corner there in Indianapolis where we always go late night.
That's a lot.
Got to scrape a lot of chairs together. By the way, that's a lot of shakes. A lot of shakes at Steak and Shake.
He has some infants, so they're not all going to Steak and Shake.
You never know. You never know. But I really like that. And then where does Jameis wind up right now? Here's the one thing. We're all wondering what New England's going to do here. Okay? What is New England going to do right here? And right now, there's been just no word out of there at all. And you heard Tom Curran on the show yesterday. He says it's going to be Stidham. He says it's going to be him, that they're not going to just go ahead and get a veteran Band-Aid.
Like Andy Dalton or... That makes the most sense to me.
Or, or Jameis. That's not the direction they're going to go in. And here's another. You ready for this statistic? The last Patriot to start at quarterback that the team did not draft.
Vinny Testaverde.
The last quarterback that the Patriots started that the team did not draft. Vinny Testaverde started at quarterback for the Patriots when?
He played for a year. I don't know if he started a game, but
the last quarterback, this I got from NFL Network researcher extraordinaire Jack Andrade. I'll give it to you because it's.
Can we get a hint?
It's a name that I believed that's never been said on NFL Network.
Oh, okay.
Because you could tell, like Brady started every game, and the one that he didn't, was Castle, right? Who the Patriots drafted.
Right. Castle started all of 2008.
Right. And Brady started every other game after that, right?
Vinny was a backup in 06, didn't start a game.
Correct. Scott Secules, 1993.
Oh, won't you let me take you on a Secules?
Yep.
Wow.
That's the last one.
Oh, baby.
Belichick was, the Cleveland Browns coach getting rid of Bernie Kosar, which, by the way, any Patriot fan that's out there thinking that Belichick, the heat that he must be feeling about the Brady stuff, hold my Bernie Kosar beer, man.
Doesn't care.
Now, I know I just compared Brady and Kosar, but whatever. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah, of course.
Here's the one interesting spot, too. So Derek Carr staying put in Oakland. They bring in Marcus Mariota to push him, right? Again, I don't understand what the push means. Like, I need to perform better. Derek Carr's going to throw it out of bounds on fourth down for instead of giving you the last desperation heave that needs to happen in order to force an opportunity to go for an onside kick. Like those are the crazy things that we've seen Derek Carr do. Like Derek Carr's going to be better because Marcus Mariota's there. No, Derek Carr's going to be the guy, and that if he does not improve his game to the liking of Gruden, there's a guy now that Mike Mayock has loved and has been on record loving. So that's an interesting quarterback situation to watch. Teddy Bridgewater's going to Carolina. Where's Cam going to wind up? I'll tell you what, Chargers liked Brady because Brady could bring some sort of heat and some sort of season ticket heat and some sort of PR heat. Right here, Cam Newton here in Los Angeles, California would be something else to see.
I still think he has monster star power.
Of course he does. Of course he does. He would look great on billboards everywhere. And you know where he would look great? In shotgun here in Los Angeles, California.
Letting it rip.
Letting it rip. The issue for him is he's going to have a physical before anybody even twitches in his direction. And how's that going to happen? I guess he could send his medicals all over the place. And then there's one other quarterback situation that is fascinating to me, but we're going to put a pin in that because Don Cheadle's calling into the program. And we'll hit that after Don. Don Cheadle, whose work I love following on Twitter, him with all the people that he does battle with on Twitter is fantastic. Obviously from all the Oceans movies, from Avengers, Captain Marvel. Loved his work in House of Lies as well. Now he's on Showtime again in Black Monday. We'll talk that show, sports, life with the great Don Cheadle next. 844-204-RICH is the number to dial here on this edition of the Rich Eisen Show that also includes the hilarious Hank Azaria in hour number 3 here on the new league year opening Wednesday of the Rich Eisen Show. Callaway Golf Chrome Soft. Could talk a little bit of golf with Don too. How did Callaway create their most advanced tour ball ever? That's a rhetorical question. I'll give you the answer anyway. They took the ball that changed the ball Chrome Soft, and they took it apart and completely changed everything again from cover to core, re-engineering every aspect of Chrome Soft in their U.S.-based golf ball facility in Chicopee, Mass, by the way, to create a new era of innovation there. Combination of speed, consistency, spin, control, built for total performance, and the triple track technology for a hacker like me. I'll tell you what, it's 3 lines on the golf ball, 2 blue and a red. And it's the same technology that our military uses to land aircraft carriers, land planes on aircraft carriers. It just works. Visually, you just line the ball up with the brake, with the triple track technology, give it a nice stroke, and then boom, more often than not, you're close to the hole, if not in it. It's the ball that changes everything. Get your new Chrome Soft or Chrome Soft X golf balls today at CallawayGolf.com. How's everything going on our feed right here? Okay.
Looking good, man.
All right. Well, did you get the picture I sent for Sapp? Don, you want to put that up? Put that up for a second, if you don't mind. I know you're. So there's the photograph.
Oh no, that's a real Lombardi.
Oh yeah, that thing's huge.
Oh, I thought you'd notice also the breakfast pizza, as he calls it.
I like that.
I think that it might be caviar. Is that caviar on top?
Whoa.
He's a fish guy, so he fishes.
Hold on.
Brockman's going to look.
I'm going to text him.
Is
that caviar?
Oh, Brockman.
So that looks like
100%.
That looks like some.
Caviar? Yes.
The bread looks amazing.
The bread looks amazing.
That's bacon.
Over easy eggs, bacon, and some caviar on top.
Oh man!
And he's watching the press conference. That is a full-size Lombardi.
And that's a full-size Lombardi.
Full-size Lombardi. There's a guitar over there. Looks like a sword.
Good old Sapp, man.
I mean,
ask him about the sword.
That's a hell of a breakfast right there.
I mean, the sword.
That is a hell of a breakfast right there.
Wow.
Don, you want Sapp to call back to talk about his breakfast? Just want to call you back about the breakfast.
I know exactly what you were eating.
Can he get some delivered?
I don't know. Hold on a minute. Some of our 454s think that is black beans. I don't think so.
I don't know, man.
That's not beans.
Those aren't beans. Those are too small. Too small for beans.
Look at that, man. That is a ton of caviar. That is Pro Bowl money right there.
I mean, he's a fish guy. That might be fresh.
Yeah, he does fish.
So, all right, I know I'm going to say something stupid here.
Uh-oh.
You can fish for caviar?
Caviar is fish eggs.
I know that.
Yeah,
so what do you... So
you scoop, you go, yeah.
You're pulling it out of the guts.
Yeah.
So he's literally grabbed, like he has pulled that caviar out of the sea. Is that what you're suggesting to me?
That's possible.
Possible.
Apparently you don't know what you're talking about. Is what I'm
I would say that's probably true.
Yeah.
I'm too busy enamored with something that we are going to talk about at some point tomorrow. There is a
tomorrow. Why tomorrow?
I don't know, because we got some guests coming up.
I know that. We got
somebody put out a Sports Center bracket of the greatest anchors of all time.
Oh shit!
Do you want to know where you are?
Oh, what seed and where he is? Let's wait.
This is, by the way, this is tremendous.
How many is it? 16, 32, 64?
It is 4 regions of 16. It is a 64.
Wow.
Here's just quick. How much time we got left?
About a minute 30.
Real quickly, here are the names of the regions. The Infuego region. The Bad Beats region. The Way Downtown region. And the Booyah region.
So, and do they actually slice it up of the era of which? So I must be in the Booyah region.
You're in the Booyah region.
Okay. And Stuart's the 1 seed in the Booyah region.
Stu's the 1 seed in the Booyah region.
1 seed is Rich.
How the hell am I not the 2 seed in the
You
Booyah
are the
region?
2 seed in the Booyah region.
Oh, nice, Rich.
Right, breathe, Rich, breathe.
2 seed in the Booyah region.
Rich,
Breathe, Rich, breathe.
Rich was like a 6 seed. He was going to be.
I'll say
Why would you put the Uber
He's a
rating up
4
now?
seed.
That's not right.
He's a 4.5 for a C.
All right, breathe. Breathe through it.
The other number one
Give
seeds.
the other number 1 seeds.
How much time?
No, don't wait.
One.
Just
Well,
save
wait,
this.
well, wait,
Save
okay.
this. Save this.
This is
save this. You're right.
tremendous.
This is more.
so
This
good.
is more than this is a lot.
This is a lot.
Who did this?
Barrett Sports Media.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, they do radio, so we might as well pay respect to Barrett
sure.
Sports Media
It's
and
great.
do it on the radio.
It's great.
Welcome back to the Rich Eisen Show. Don Cheadle will be calling us shortly here on the Rich Eisen Show. Good man, good friend, and tremendous actor. And he's a big NFL fan, so we'll talk a little bit of all that with him in short order. Our poll question brought to you by Capital One, which is reimagined banking. By offering savings and checking accounts with no fees or minimums and one of the nation's best savings rates, Capital One, what's in your wallet? How do things stand in that poll question, Christopher?
Yeah, we're looking at the best division in the NFC with Tom Brady switching conferences here.
Can't
The
believe it. I
East,
still can't believe it.
I mean, either. The East is at 10%. The North, 21.5%. The South, 23%. And the West leads the way, guys, 45%.
It's amazing. It's amazing. You know, Les Snead, the general manager of the Rams, told me when he took the job, leaving, the Falcons organization to take the job, they're like, you know what? Good for you. Go and build that team in St. Louis, by the way.
Right.
And because you're in the worst division in football, it's perfect. He's just like, okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, right.
All right. Got it. Man. I love this guy. I always enjoy running into him whenever I get a chance to chat with him, like just right now. Black Monday, Season 2, premiered this past Sunday on Showtime at 10 Eastern Time, and his role of Maurice Mo Monroe garnered him an Emmy nomination for his Season 1 in 2019. He is the Oscar-nominated actor, Don Cheadle. How are you, Don?
I'm sorry.
What do you got?
I was just curled up on the floor crying. I'm fine now. I'm back.
Why are you curled on the floor, Don? Come on now.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Life?
No.
Life in
No real
general?
reason.
Life in general? That your show's called Black Monday and the markets are really tanking? That sort of thing?
Maybe, I mean, there's some bright side, right? I mean, at least we did prestige that. That's good, I guess.
I know that. But I guess, we can go down a little bit of the sports wormhole a little bit and have a little bit of that sort of distraction in a way, So now are you a Brady fan at all? Tom Brady fan at all? Or you
No. I mean, Tom, I like Tom personally.
Right.
I'm with him. But I could never, ever be a Patriots fan. So, by association, I had to pull him into that, whirlpool of distaste, I guess.
By the way, that's a great fantasy team named Whirlpool of Distaste. I do like that one. That's not a bad one. Because you're a Bronco guy, right, Don? That's correct?
I'm a Chiefs guy.
Chiefs.
I was born in Kansas City. I moved out very early. I still have a lot of family there. I moved to Denver, so I always have these sort of AFC, internal struggles. But when the Chiefs play the Broncos, I root for the Chiefs.
So you must have been beyond ecstatic this past February.
It was great. I was in Hawaii at the time, and I actually had tickets, and I gave my tickets to a friend, and he went to the Super Bowl, and I got to live it vicariously through him. But it was amazing to watch. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I mean, 50 years in the waiting. So who was your guy growing up from the Chiefs? Who was that guy that you were rooting for the Chiefs when you were?
Well, I just kept rolling through every iteration of the team. It was more about the team. It was when Montana came over, I was like, really? And then I was like, whoa, wow. It's amazing how when you get new players from other places, you go from hating them to being like, oh, that's my guy now. So it just kind of became a rotating roster.
Yeah, I know that there's no, natural distaste for the Patriots, maybe from a Tampa Bay Buck fan, but if there is, now they're like, oh, this is the greatest thing ever, in the same way that you were just like that for Montana back in the day.
It's like, oh, this works.
It's kind of just like that.
Yeah, I was surprised by that. I guess I wasn't surprised by that when you look at all of all the ancillary stuff that he can potentially do there now, but. You and I grew up when Tampa Bay was like, you wouldn't touch Tampa Bay with a 10-foot pole. You're like, Tampa Bay? No way.
Right, I know, with those creamsicle uniforms. Those,
yeah.
Those.
And the record.
And the record. The one-win Leroy Selman creamsicle uniform guys. And now here comes Tom Brady, down the pike,
Yeah, amazing.
So what is your other, I forget, Don, what are your other sports that you're into, pay attention to, like? What are those?
I stopped sort of being. It's funny. I kind of as I became more a workaholic, and the kids are going through school. I lost so much time, couch time, focusing on teams that I still love the game. I'm in LA, so I love the Lakers. I was very much. When I went to college and we would buy a TV to watch the playoffs and then return it after the playoffs were over, that was my era of being a rabid sports fan, Showtime era for the Lakers. I'm back now because I'm friends with LeBron, but I just went through different cycles of kind of being out of sports, really, just watching the game for just the love of the game itself, but not really diehard about any team specifically.
All right, so you said a lot there, Don, to unpack. First things first is, how does one return a television that has clearly been used? Can you walk me through that caper that you pulled off, Don?
Because it actually was completely fine. Circuit City, Best Buy, all of these places, you could return the TV within 30 days. So, we were good. We just get through the finals, and we'd be like, okay, and we take the TV back, and you just give any old reason why, and you were good.
So did you give the reason that the NBA finals were over, or you?
Yeah, sometimes we did. We would just be that straight up blatant about it and see what people would say. And, often they'd be like, word, nice.
Right. And then LeBron, how did you first cross paths with him?
Just at first at a game and just at other things and the party here or there, whatever. And then we, worked together. So that was kind of cool. So I spent a lot of time with him then.
Which, for those who may not know, how did you work with him?
We just did Space Jam 2 this last year.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Space Jam 2. What can you tell me about LeBron on that set, Don?
LeBron on that set was great because he really is a pro, and him stepping into a real role and actually having to anchor a movie, he just had a great work ethic and never complained. And movie sets are not the same as playing ball. It's 14 hours sometimes, a lot of downtime, a lot of repetitive stuff, a lot of just you've done it. It's just it's very different than what he was used to, but there was no sort of lag time. He just dropped into it, and he's really good in it. And I love to see how serious he took it, and he didn't come on like the diva, and he really could have been, but he didn't at all. He was just a team player, and we had a great time.
That's great to hear. And word was that he did, in fact, have a basketball court that was there for him to make sure that his regular job could be attuned and had attention to it. So was he out there also in the downtime getting his work in on that front too?
Well, on the downtime when you're working on the set, you kind of have to sit there because, at any minute they could be like, okay, we're ready for you.
Right.
And you've got to come on. But he was, very 100 about his sort of the physical work that he had to do. He was always being worked on. He was always, had to eat at certain intervals. He was kept his body in shape. And he was still kind of, dealing with that injury he was recovering from a little bit.
Right.
So he was always in the process. And when we would, play for the movie, there would be different gears of LeBron play, which was interesting to watch too.
What do you mean?
Well, you can't go full out sometimes, and then sometimes they need you to go full out a couple times, and try to figure out how to modulate that. And I was just always nervous anytime he went full out. I was like, please do not hurt yourself on this movie and have to go explain it to the Lakers organization.
Right.
That, sorry, the season's over because I spaced it.
I love that. Don Cheadle here on the Rich Eisen Show. We were just talking about that movie for some reason just the other day because we always like watching sports movies years later to see the cameos, to see, who was the stars of the day in that era. So the original Space Jam, like Sid Sabalos was in it. Sean Bradley was in it. Muggsy Bogues, was in it. So I just kind of dig, what that might look like 10, 20 years from now when Space Jam 2 ages, right? If it will age in that respect.
And what's amazing is they can really, with, the ability to face replace, to do CGI. I don't know what the movie's going to look like. I don't know who's going to be in it. I'm not sure if I'm going to be in it. They may, put out from my face.
I know. I think you'll be in it. Don Cheadle here.
I hope so.
Well, so what is your role in it then?
I can't, Rich. We just went through this. I can't say anything else.
Top secret.
I've said too much.
Okay, said too much. All right, I don't want to get you in any trouble. All right, let's talk about Black Monday here, and how, sign of the times are interesting about what this show is about and what fans should expect from season 2. I'll give you the floor on that, Don.
Well, I think the great thing about season 2 is it continues to capitalize on what happened in season 1, which is just insanity, and ending the season with the crash and starting season 2 with sort of the fallout and where we find all of these players now, and we're sort of spread to disparate ends of the world, financial world, and some of us are dealing with politics right now. There's some of us are still, Don has taken over the firm. Mo's on the run because he's a fugitive from the law. Keith, Paul Shear's character, is out there living his best life. So we've kind of blown it up in a good way, I think, and, are trying to figure out how to get the team back together. If they're going to get back together, what are they going to be like when they get back together? What's the toxicity level going to be like when they get back together? Pretty high.
Well, and the cast is amazing. And we've had Paul Shear on the show. He's a diehard Clipper fan. Andrew Rannells, Regina Hall. Ken Marino is one of the most talented karaoke singers I've ever personally witnessed in my entire life, Don. I don't know if you've ever seen his game on that front.
No, we got to do that. We never got to karaoke with him.
He is truly one of the most talented people I've ever met and been around.
No,
that guy.
He's amazing in the show, and he plays, twins in the show. And that's great to watch him go through a scene playing all one side and then playing all the other side and having to act with himself. It's, a stand with a tennis ball on top of it and then moving it to the side. It's kind of crazy to watch.
Well, Black Monday, a tremendous show. Check it out on Showtime at 10 Eastern Time. Obviously, many of us have nothing but time on our hands because we're all practicing the smart thing of staying home if we can and social distancing and sitting back. It's a great way, if you haven't caught up on season 1, to do that in advance of season 2 that's up and running here, man. You're one of my favorite follows on Twitter too, Don. You keep doing what you're doing.
Always great to talk to you, Rich, and good when we bump into each other out there. Let's make it more of a habit.
You got it. Hey, last one for you. A lot of guys around here want to know if we've seen the last of War Machine.
Again, these are things I could talk about, but they have like this weird tracing ability to
Okay. All right. I just, that folks want to know, Don. We don't need any trouble for you. There's Don Cheadle at Don Cheadle on Twitter and Instagram. Now, remember I said before Don was on the program that there was a quarterback spot that was particularly of interest to me based on where the ripple effects of free agency has gone, and that one just became even hotter. Some news about the Chicago Bears quarterback flow chart, situation, depth chart, however you want to put it, that has received a charge, to say the least.
Dude.
All that is next on this edition of the Rich Eisen Show. The Honda Passport, everybody. The Honda Sensing I keep telling you about. I forget which Honda it was we were test driving around in the area.
We've hit them all.
It was me, you, and our buddy Chris, right? And we were out there, and it went off. And you guys had such a great time.
Yeah, that's
great
right.
time at my expense.
Yes.
It went off like because I got too close to the car in front of me.
Yeah.
It's at a red light. I was totally paying attention.
Of course.
I was totally into making sure. The last thing I wanted to do is return that vehicle in a bad spot.
You were trying to stop short.
Right. So it went off. You guys had fun, but guess what? It's for a good reason. That the Honda sensing is standard in the Honda Passport. Standard. And also standard. The Hill Start Assist. Standard. Multi-angle rear view camera if you need that sort of thing. Standard. Driver's seat with 10-way power adjustment, including that power lumbar support. Standard. Bluetooth hands-free and Bluetooth streaming audio. So crucial, obviously, when you are trying to get points A to B in a more quiet manner in your car with kids, whatever you want to do. So many other things are available, too. 100.8 cubic feet of cargo space. Also, 215, also hotspot capability, and also available the power tailgate with hands-free access. I could go on and on about the Passport. It's amazing. Test drive one at your local Honda dealer today and tell them I sent you. Back with the latest on the Bears in a moment. What's going on in Chicago?
I have no idea.
We'll hit that on the radio.
More importantly, you're starting quarterback for the Jacksonville Jaguars, Rich.
Oh, boy. Let's just save our powder here, buddy.
All right.
I don't know if that's the guy either there. I know he had the mania and all that.
You think they're in play for a former MVP?
I'm not. Again, I don't want to.
Okay.
I want to save our powder there.
Should we talk
more?
more?
No offense to the 454s who got such a big kick out of
bracket.
No, I want to hit the bracket and the radio part too. I want to hit everything right there.
You got it.
YouTubers can call too at 844-204-RICH. I'm more than happy to take their calls. There's Hank. By the way, Brockmire's a commissioner. Brockmire's commissioner. You aware of that?
He is?
Yes. Should I read you the synopsis of season 4?
Oh, man.
It's in season 4. It's 15 years into the dystopian future, and Brockmire is now the commissioner of baseball. As the once legendary baseball announcer is now back on top, and his struggles with sobriety are behind him.
Wow.
However, at this later stage of life, he is tasked with saving America's pastime as the world around him descends into chaos, all while trying to salvage his relationship with his newfound daughter and rekindle the love he once had for Jules, who's Amanda Peet.
Hey, all right.
Who is delightful.
She's so great on that show.
Delightful.
Oh, all right. And Brockmire's back tonight, right?
Yes, sir.
All
10
right.
Eastern.
Can't wait.
10 Eastern.
That's had a season pass for me for.
Yeah, and Joe Buck's on it too. Another nice fun cameo. They shot stuff in the hinterlands of Georgia.
Yeah.
So for me to leave here or NFL Network to fly to Atlanta and then drive to Georgia where they were,
tough.
It's kind of a regret that I never appeared in an episode of Brockmire.
Yeah.
But there will
Me too.
always be the legend of the booth on YouTube that started it all.
We were at the forefront of Brockmire, and I'm proud of that.
We were, because I was in the original video with Dan and Joe, and then the Rich Eisen Show podcast version.
I remember
the Rich
that
Eisen
day.
podcast show version.
He would come on once a month.
He came on once a month
Plays
during
of
the
the month.
football season to do the plays of the month.
Was that 2011 or it might have been 2011 or 12?
It was whenever Tebow was active, because that was one of his favorite
12,
target.
I think that was 12.
That was his favorite target.
With the throwing ability of Ray Lewis.
That's right. Was that what was that? He's got the
fiery motion and leadership of Ray Lewis
and the throwing ability
of Ray Lewis. By the way, I will bust out the Brockmire voice often
because it's when you have
nothing makes Sarah more annoyed than the Brockmire voice.
Do you do it reading off menus? Because that's the best thing.
I do it whenever I hear one of those types of names. I'll just redo the name as Brockmire.
Now batting third, a slick fielding second baseman, Carne Asada. That's what I'll do, at restaurants.
By the way, we did a
Thank
whole.
God, that's one of the only times Susie finds me funny.
We did a whole lineup. We did a whole lineup. Remember in the spring last year.
Yeah, we did. That's right. We
went out to eat and we made a
what was
whole
that time?
lineup.
Which one was? Oh yeah, Lomo Saltata.
Yeah.
Lomo Saltata.
That was the best.
That's right. We did. I remember.
Eight 844-204-RICH is the number to dial here on the Rich Eisen Show. Now, quarterback careers are quite something. We always follow them. We're fascinated by them in the NFL, right? Quarterback careers are so fascinating. Again, welcome back here on the Rich Eisen Show. You take a look at Brady's, obviously, to do what he did from 199 to what he's become. My buddy Kurt Warner, right? His journey has been remarkable.
Making a movie about it.
Of course, right. What about the career of Nick Foles? Let's just spend a little time here. Nick Foles from Austin, Texas, plays at the same high school as Drew Brees.
Yep.
Right? Goes to Michigan State, where Kirk Cousins is there, right? Winds up transferring to Arizona State. Okay.
Arizona.
Arizona. Winds up transferring to Arizona. Becomes a third-round draft choice of the Philadelphia Eagles. And winds up with a year that Chip Kelly at the controls. Dynamite year. Tremendous year.
Didn't he throw 8 touchdowns in a game once?
He, you got I'm just going off the dome right here because his name just popped up.
Yep.
Andy Reid was the guy who drafted him in the league, and that Andy leaves for the first time in forever. There's a new coach. It's Chip Kelly.
He threw 7 touchdowns.
He had a dynamite year one year, another year not so much.
Yeah.
And then the Eagles trade Foles for a 4th-round pick in the 2015 draft and a 2016 second-round pick to the Rams for Sam Bradford. A first overall selection of a draft. And we all know Bradford wound up going to Minnesota because of what happened with Teddy Bridgewater. But he just absolutely craps out in St. Louis. There's no other way to put it. He contemplated retirement, but signs with the Chiefs, where Andy Reid was. A 1-year deal, and then winds up a free agent after the Chiefs declined his second-year option in 2017 for the 2017 season, where he winds up in Philadelphia. And when Carson Wentz goes down in an MVP season, strolls out there, and Eagles fans are thinking probably the same thing that Patriots fans were thinking when Brady trotted on the field for Drew Bledsoe. They're thinking, obviously they had a working knowledge of Foles as opposed to Patriots fans with Brady. But the reason why I'm saying it's similar, there's no way this guy, when he's trotting on the field for our star quarterback, no way this guy is going to win a Super Bowl and be the MVP of that Super Bowl this year. No chance. Foles does that. Foles does that. Then the next year winds up again having to stand in the stead of an injured Carson Wentz. Almost gets the team to the NFC Championship game again. Winds up becoming a free agent. Goes to Jacksonville, Florida after finally hitting it. Finally getting his start again. Finally getting his start now as a Super Bowl MVP on his resume. And only a handful of throws into the game. Drops a dime for a touchdown and breaks his collarbone. And suddenly, Gardner Minshew mania happens while Foles is hurt. They still go back to him anyway, and he's dreadful, becoming expendable once again. And now he's been traded to the Chicago Bears for a compensatory fourth-round selection.
Crazy.
Again, worth a gajillion dollars in the free agent market this time last year, this time this year, a compensatory fourth-round pick, trading him to a team that has a second overall selection, right sitting there in Mitchell Trubisky, wondering what? Does he have a future there? What is Foles being brought in to do? Mentor him? Because if that's what it's the case, guess what Nick Foles is going to do? Exactly that. First-rate, first-class individual. But I'll tell you what, Foles wants the job. And what happens now? What happens now? Competition in training camp? Should there, knock on wood, be one? What if there isn't? And we start the season right in the middle. There'll have to be some sort of, I guess, warm-up period anyway. Well, what are we going to do? Trubisky, how long's that leash? What's that? What are they doing in Chicago? What does this mean by pushing him? Does it give him a push the same way that Mariota gives Derek Carr a push, or you just got somebody looking over his shoulder? All my guy Irvin loves to do, in Marshall Faulk did all back in the day too, with Kurt Warner's tweak him. Every position in the NFL requires competition, needs competition, has to have competition. Got to have depth chart, got to have this, got to have that. But the quarterback spot, no, quarterback doesn't want that competition because they're looking over their shoulder. But I guess that's fine for a receiver, a running back, a lineman, corner. Well, guess what, Mitchell? You got a guy who's sitting right there who will take the job and run with it. We've seen it. We've also seen times when he doesn't, too. As Schefter points out, Bears coaches such as Nagy have worked with Foles in the past and know him well. Again, that is probably from Foles' cup of coffee in Kansas City and Philadelphia.
So Bears giving up the 140th overall pick. Jacksonville now has 12 picks in the draft next month.
I wonder what Bears fans are thinking right now. 844-204-RICH, because the kimono has been lifted. The kimono has been lifted. All of that last year when Chase Daniel would come in or had to come in, and Trubisky was just absolutely dreadful for 2-3 quarters and then would start running all over the lot and then show you one time he could throw 3 touchdown passes and be the second overall pick in the draft that everybody hoped that he could blossom into. It's a franchise guy. Year 2 when Matt Nagy came in, made Matt Nagy a coach of the year candidate. Double doink. Knocked him out of the playoffs. By the way, almost beat Nick Foles. Right? Instead, Nick Foles moves on to New Orleans, and if it wasn't for a tip drill interception off of Alshon Jeffrey's hands, the Saints might have had that dreadful loss in that game. So, look. What is it? All the talk that, no, Mitchell's our guy, we're sticking with Mitchell. The kimono's lifted. And they still have to, by May, make a decision on whether picking up Trubisky's fifth-year option. Do they do that now? How do they do it now? The answer's got to be no, right? Now it's no. Because why would you do that if you're not believing in him right now, or you think he might not be the guy? You're kicking the tires on Nick Foles? Really? Kimono's lifted in Chicago. And I hope for their sake that Foles of Philadelphia, Chip Kelly, and Doug Peterson shows up. And I'll say this for Jacksonville. I'm not totally buying that this is now Minshew's gig.
Oh.
I'm not buying that. As much as Minshew Mania was fun and great, and they bought into that and played it up, I mean, my gosh. I mean, the Khan family knows a good deal when they see it. And the Khan family's behind the AEW, right, with Cody Rhodes.
Correct.
So they know what the value of entertainment and how to play it up in the sports world. They understand that. But I just got the sense that Minshew's arm isn't the sort of strength that they're looking for, that Minshew's game might not be sustainable as a 16, now soon to be 17 game starter in the NFL. I'd keep an eye out for. I mean, if Foles is a big-armed guy that you're looking for, a tall, big-armed guy that they like, that's why they signed him. I don't know. Would Cam down there be something you'd want to? Jameis? Flacco's a free agent now. The Broncos are letting him go. So that's Drew Lock's job, as we all know.
I can't see Flacco being a starter.
I agree. Jameis in Jacksonville?
Isn't he just Minshew on a Minshew version where they just kind of wing it around and
Jameis has
big arm?
Jameis has got a hose, man. Jameis can throw that football. I mean, look, you could say he throws it to the wrong guy too much. Jameis Winston has an arm. Jameis Winston has a National Football League arm. And Minshew showed some promising signs of having fun and having the it factor, having that Minshew time factor that was exciting to watch. I'm just not sitting here thinking, well, Foles is gone, and this is Minshew's job, just like that. I'm not buying it.
Andy Dalton down there?
I don't know about that either. I don't know, but keep an eye on it. What the hell are the Bears thinking? Like, what does this mean?
I have no idea.
Trubisky's our guy, and Foles. He needs to get. I mean, if they think he needs to get in the playbook and understand the playbook and know what this thing is and know coverages, Foles will definitely help him with that, man. Foles is first-rate, first-class all the way. Great add to the quarterback locker room. This is probably what you'll hear from the Bears. Great add to the locker room. Mitch is our guy. Mitchell's our guy. We drafted him. We'll let you know about that fifth-year option soon enough. But Foles is a terrific add to this locker room. And if Mitchell goes down, he's our guy. Well, I'll tell you what, going down may be some of those stat lines that we saw in like weeks 3, 4, 5. They're not going to go 1-3 or 2-4 to start the season in an NFC North where the Vikings and Packers reside. And the Lions will be improved, we assume, or hope, for the Honolulu Blue faithful. That's what you'll hear from Chicago. Mitchell's our guy. Nick's a great person to have in the locker room, a great professional. They're going to be a great locker room, a great quarterback room together. Nagy knows him very well. He knows the Nagy system. He's going to help Mitchell, and he'll push him, I think, out of the starter's role. 844-204-RICH, number to dial right here on the show. Hank Azaria coming up shortly. And we'll take your phone calls when we come back on the other side. You have your Chris Brockman news update as well, correct?
News update.
All right. You got anything you want to tease over there?
Well,
By the way, that was a very Summerall news update.
News update. Some background more from Jim Trotter about Tom Brady and his decision to go to Tampa.
Okay.
And we'll get into this Michael Irvin, DeAndre Hopkins stuff.
Okay. Yeah, because Bill O'Brien has responded, and also DeAndre Hopkins is kind of like, I don't know if he knew that Irvin was going to lift that kimono on Get Up. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
What a world. What a world. Again, 844-204-RICH, number to dial. We're sitting here in our Los Angeles studio, The Rich Eisen Show, and we appreciate you listening to us in this loyal Rich Eisen Show radio affiliate. And also, we had you know what we need to do at some point.
What's
to
that?
pass the time, as we'll eventually be doing shortly. Figuring out how many Oscars we've had on this set.
Oh,
not physical, but people who have won Oscars.
Yeah, nobody's ever brought one in, but yeah, we can do that.
Okay, Jodie Foster came by. This was great. She came by, and when she stopped in for where she was promoting a film, it was Hotel Artemis. That's what it was, right? Thank you. She came in, and it was just a week after Jeff Van Gundy, during an NBA either finals or conference finals broadcast, started talking about Jodie Foster and going to school with
Must
Jodie
have been a
Foster.
blowout game, right?
Right.
They
It
were
was
just
him and
kinda
Breen and Mark Jackson, and she mentioned Jodie Foster. So Jodie Foster came on the air about a week after Van Gundy talked about going to college with her. This was great.
I don't know if you're aware, but you going to Yale was brought up on Game 2 of the NBA Finals.
No way.
Yes, because...
Was it the part where the Cavs were really losing at the end?
No, it's not that. It's not that. No. It's that Jeff Van Gundy, who was on the broadcast, said he went to school with you.
No way.
In a class. Do you...
Sorry, Jeff. Don't remember you. You weren't that memorable. Oops.
You don't remember?
So sorry, Jeff.
No class reunions at all with Jodie Foster and Jeff Van Gundy. Okay. We noticed you mentioned on the air that you were classmates with Jodie Foster at Yale.
Yeah, and then you cheap shotted me afterwards.
No, I don't know. I don't know
like,
about cheap.
You brought her on and just feigned total indifference to my existence in the world. It was a setup. I mean... Our freshman year, there was 12 guys on the floor. We all threw in $100 and said, hey, the first guy that gets a date with Jodie Foster, you win the money. I'm coming back from the gym in the early fall, and there was a candy shop right outside the big quad for freshmen. The popcorn is popping. It smells great. And from behind me, someone goes, man, that popcorn smells good. And I turn around, and it's her. And I totally choke, and I say, yeah, and I run to my dorm, right? I was scared. I was intimidated by her.
So, same sweater.
Same sweater.
Same sweater. Two-tone. Two-tone Rich showed up on that day. Because I'm showing up today. All right, just wanted to pop back on to show that I'm wearing the same sweater. We got it. You got it. Hey, hold on. Chris, you're missing it.
Oh, sorry.
Here you go.
Hey.
Hold on, let me move over. Hold on. You know what this is called? Content.
It's an interesting pose there.
You know what? It's not. It's not at all.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see in a couple minutes.
What we're gonna do right here is go back into time.
Previously on the Rich Eisen Show.
When it all came down to it, after 20 years, Tom doesn't want to be with Bill anymore.
Tom finally threw his hands up and said, I'm going to stop looking for the hug and the commitment that I've been dying to get from this person that I deserve. His decision to leave is the same as yours and my decision to get out of the car after it's parked in the driveway, put in park, and the engine's turned off. There's really nothing else you can do but get out. I mean, that's it. The ride's over.
Another Rich Eisen Show is coming at you right now.
Y'all ready for this?
Rich Eisen. Live from the Rich Eisen Show studio in Los Angeles.
There will never be another Brady Belichick again. It's just not ever going to be the same again.
This is the Rich Eisen Show.
I just can't believe my son was born into a world where Mookie Betts and Tom Brady don't play for my favorite teams anymore.
Heard nationwide, televised online at richeisenshow.com.
Welcome to the rest of us.
Earlier on the show, Pro Football Hall of Famer Warren Sapp from Showtime's Black Monday. Actor Don Cheadle. Coming up from IFC's Brockmire. Actor Hank Azaria. And now, it's Rich Eisen.
Hour number 3 of the Rich Eisen Show is on the air of this loyal Rich Eisen Show radio affiliate. I greatly appreciate you being able to listen to us right here and also watching us at youtube.com/Rich Eisen Show. I'm heading off to NFL Network after this is over to host 3 more hours of free agency frenzy. So we'll be doing that for 3 hours, and then we'll be back here tomorrow. Best we can. Put another fun show for you on this radio station, and youtube.com/Rich Eisen Show. Every phone line is lit. Love seeing all that. My buddy Andrew Siciliano, who's hosting right now on NFL Network, just tweeted out Nick Foles' last win in the National Football League was, in fact, the double doink playoff game in which the Eagles advanced against the Bears in Soldier Field, one and dunning the Bears in that playoff season that they earned with Matt Nagy's Coach of the Year campaign and Trubisky's best year to date. And now Foles is the backup quarterback, we assume. And I'm going to tell you, I'll bet you the Bears will come out and say that Mitchell's still our guy. We're just improving our quarterback room. And
why would they do that, though? Like, open the competition.
Because Mitchell needs help. And you're also, again,
he's not good. So, he needs to earn it.
Didn't I tell you they were going to run it back this year?
Yeah, you did.
They're going to run it back. But they've got Foles there as opposed to Chase Daniel. Chase Daniel was not an option for them to basically say, Mitchell, you're going to sit there and watch 3-4 weeks and we'll see how it goes. And so Ryan Pace has got to sell to, one would think, fan base and ownership watching the 2 quarterbacks he's passed up, 1 in Deshaun Watson and 2 in Patrick Mahomes, go absolutely crazy in their first 3 campaigns as NFL quarterbacks. He's got to be able to say to ownership, we're not done with them, but we got this at least in our back pocket. That's the way that I'd be stunned if they played it any other way. Before we get to your news update, I asked Bears fans to call in, and they certainly did comply. Hank Azaria, who's Brockmire, returns to IFC tonight for its 4th and final season. Seasons 1 through 3 are currently available on many platforms, including Hulu. That's what he'll be talking about in the middle of this hour. He'll be calling in about 15 minutes time. Let's go to Mario in Utah. What's up, Mario?
Hey, how you doing, man?
What's up, man? How are you?
Great. Love your show, buddy.
Thanks, pal.
So I look at it this way. There's really nowhere we can go but up from old Mitchie. I think Foles, the guy's had 3 years to learn to throw to just more than just one receiver, and I think Foles can at least pick out better receivers to throw it to instead of people who are always double-teamed and triple-teamed. And not only that, he knows how to go through his progressions, and Mitch still hasn't learned to do that. He picks one one receiver from the line and follows him out and throws it to him whether he's open or not.
You know what they also need too, Mario? They need better weapons for him. I mean, the weaponry that looked so dynamic in year 2 and year 3 just looked, outside of Allen Robinson, totally, just weak, just normal, average. It just looked, Tariq Cohen looked average all of a sudden.
I absolutely agree, but I don't know what kind of team sports anybody else has been involved in, but I know this: once you lose confidence in your leader, I think everybody starts to basically either loses confidence in that person, or some things just fall off mentally, and they don't believe things are going to work. So I think they, after that first year, after what they've seen, they look at Trubisky and they just don't believe what he's going to do is going to work. So they're not planting that foot as hard as they were before. And things, I don't want to blame everything on Trubisky, but let's face it, the guy he just can't find an open receiver. He won't even look.
Thanks.
And he can't throw to both sides of the field. It's time everybody just learn their lesson. I mean, what I want to talk about is how the hell did they pass up 2 great, way better quarterbacks to pick him?
Thanks for the call, Mario. Appreciate it. That is the ultimate issue, is that the pick looks worse. In the same way, the trade for DeAndre Hopkins looked far worse later that night. Didn't age nearly as well as maybe Bill O'Brien had hoped when Stephon Diggs was traded for 4 picks, including a first. Wow. 844-204-RICH, number to dial. Chris Brockman's news update brought to you by our friends at Honda. The Honda Dream Garage Spring event is going on. If you're looking for a perfect addition to your garage this spring, look no further. Just head into your local Honda dealer and get a great deal on the 2020 Honda Passport today.
And now, with a report of the day's news from the world of sports and entertainment, someone who is not a journalist or newsman by any definition of the word whatsoever, it's Chris Brockman.
All right, Christopher, what do you have over there, sir?
Okay, so let's just start with the Tom Brady stuff. Ian Rappaport saying the contract with Tom Brady is one that's going to pay him $30 million per year. It's agreed to and finalized. Just waiting for Tom Brady to announce it.
Mm-hmm.
As Ian and Tom Pelissero talked about on NFL Network today, the word among teams that were interested in Tom Brady is the impression that Brady wanted to bring Antonio Brown with him to the new spot. Brown, of course, still under investigation by the National Football League, so we'll see when he will be eligible to play. But Tom Brady is close with Antonio Brown.
Okay. I don't particularly, as you know, I haven't seen him. I haven't seen hide nor hair of him since that dreadful video of him yelling like an absolute total raving lunatic. There's no other way to put it. With his kids hearing him, it was so disturbing. I had to turn it off, actually.
Yeah.
And again, the NFL says that Brown's status remains under review, so I don't know how he's cleared to play.
So Jim Trotter had some more background on the Brady saga.
Yeah, what do you have over there?
His understanding is that Brady's camp knew there were 2 serious suitors and open talks by giving both teams Brady's financial terms. 2 years, $60 million plus, guaranteed. When both those teams, got to assume it's the Chargers and Bucks, said they were in, other factors came into play. Things that tilted the scales to the Bucks. Brady wanted to remain close to his oldest son with Bridget Moynihan, who lives in the New York area. Brady's family spends a lot of leisure time in Miami, Costa Rica, and South America, which also made the East Coast desirable. Brady also intrigued by the prospect of working with Bruce Arians. Long history of getting the most out of elite quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm. Arians is the man. Seriously. I mean, the Chargers had a change in offensive coordinator and have a young guy there, and Anthony Lynn is a terrific head coach, as I know, but Arians talks to quarterbacks. He talks their language. He knows their language. He knows, and he'll basically, give Brady the reign and respect. Not saying that the Chargers wouldn't. It's just a different story, and it's also geographically sound, and there's no state tax, if you want to throw that in there, and it's closer to the beautiful places they seem to be vacationing from or to.
All right, so with the Brady domino falling to Tampa Bay,
yes.
Ian Rappaport saying that the Chargers are now not expected to sign or trade for a veteran quarterback moving forward with Tyrod Taylor in 2020. Of course, the Chargers have the 6th overall pick in the draft.
They better go and get some nice, shiny quarterback object there, I'll tell you that. I'll use the with all due respect. Tyrod Taylor has an opportunity here. And by the way, from everything that he works hard and people like him and he's a good person, from everything that I hear, I don't think I've ever met him. We've had him on the show. And so he can get these opportunities. It's wonderful. Los Angeles, you need to have star players, which is why I'm kind of, maybe I'm wrong. There's the business of the NFL here. Todd Gurley's a star player here in this town, and fans know him, and they respect him, and they love him. And when he scores, the place does go crazy.
Absolutely.
Okay? And so usually you don't trade your star players here in Los Angeles. You don't.
No, star players come here.
So the Chargers just lost a star player at quarterback, and come on out and see the Chargers with a quarterback that few people in the United States, other than fans of the Bills and maybe Virginia Tech, wouldn't know. I mean, it's a tough sell. Cam, man. The problem with Cam might be, how's your foot?
Yep.
Wow.
I mean, he looks pretty good in the workout videos.
Sure does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Okay. You got anything else over
Okay,
there?
so let's talk about this DeAndre Hopkins thing. Michael Irvin was on Get Up this morning and said this.
He told me, he said, Michael, it was a bit of a power struggle there because Coach O'Brien thought he had too much influence over the locker room. He called DeAndre Hopkins in a meeting to talk about this and to kind of, hash it out. In that meeting, he started the meeting with telling DeAndre Hopkins this. That blew my mind when DeAndre told me this. He said, hey, the last time I had to have a meeting like this, it was with Aaron Hernandez. I was like, what? He put in Aaron Hernandez in this meeting? He said, yes, he did. He said, Michael, that blew my mind that he would even bring that up. I've never been in any trouble. I don't know why would he equate me with Aaron Hernandez. And from there, the meeting just deteriorated. He got into talking about DeAndre Hopkins because DeAndre Hopkins has a few kids and from different women. And he said, he told DeAndre he doesn't like that he has his baby mamas around sometimes. And from that, I think the relationship just went bad. And thus, we got a trade of DeAndre Hopkins from Houston for basically, like I said earlier, a ham sandwich, all because of that relationship.
So, Irv, filling in the blanks of what we assume is something that's not football, with some very shocking details that Bill O'Brien later on said was overblown, and DeAndre Hopkins agreed it was overblown.
Yeah, DeAndre Hopkins posted on Twitter earlier today, this is being blown way out of proportion. As I've said before, enjoyed and am proud of my time with the Texans. Utmost respect for Coach O'Brien. That will not change. Now I'm ready to play for the Cardinals.
Again, we're in search for I'm sure he did tell that to Irv. I mean, Irv's not just going on television and just making stuff up.
Right.
Certainly when he's not even on his own network. So he's telling what he heard. And that's out there. I still don't understand, right? Is it how old he is?
I believe
DeAndre Hopkins. And Amari Cooper's even younger. It's amazing how did Amari Cooper come in the league when he was like 12? I mean, it's amazing.
Hopkins will be 28 in June.
Okay, he wants as a 28-year-old wide receiver, $20 million a year, $20 million a year. That's what Cooper's making. He's 3 years left on his deal. So you basically do what you do in the NFL, which is like, I hear what you're trying to say. We're not giving it to you. We can't break the precedent of 3 years in a row. You don't want to show up. We'll deal with it. You saw what happened with Dallas and Zeke. Hopefully we'll see you when we see you. And when we do, when you got 2 years left on a deal, we're more than happy to do it, unless you don't want him for various reasons. That made no sense. Just a 2. I still can't believe that's all they got for him.
Crazy.
All right, 844-204-RICH, number to dial. If you're on hold, stay on hold. We will take your phone calls before the end of this hour. Just sit back and enjoy the conversation I have with Hank Azaria, the star of Brockmire on IFC, coming to IFC back tonight. Good old Henry, diehard Met Jet Nick. I won't go down the Dolan wormhole with him because I do not want to get his ticket situation. Suddenly, 1 minute you're going in 33rd Street, next minute you're going in 31st. And I don't want that happening, Hank. So... Out of respect to Henry, I will not ask any questions about the Knicks. Nice. But as a Jet fan, I'm sure he's very happy that Thomas Edward Brady is wearing pewter. That's next on the Rich Eisen Show. Hey, the Honda CR-V, everybody. The Honda CR-V. I should do this as Brockmire. The Honda CR-V.
Do it the whole Brockmire way.
The available hands-free access power tailgate and spacious cargo area. Make the CR-V perfect for your game day road trip or night out on the town. It is fun doing.
It is. The Brockmire voice is so fun.
Incredibly stylish. Available real-time all-wheel drive. The CR-V is ready to team up for your next adventure. And you can drive worry-free, even with that punk Musburger in the back seat. Is that what he's saying?
Exactly.
We argued over the pronunciation of Kent Herbeck. Thank you. You can drive worry-free with the ultimate team player thanks to the available Honda Sensing, that suite of driver and safety technologies I've been telling you about for years, like lane keeping assist system. It lets you know if you strayed out of your lane, lets you know if when you need to brake. It really is, certainly if you've got younger people that you're putting behind the wheel of the car, it's so important. So test drive right now, today, the Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer. The Honda Dream Garage Spring Event is blooming right now. Check it all out and tell them the Rich Eisen Show sent you. Hank Azaria and your phone calls coming back. Hey, TJ, how are you, brother? Good to see you.
Doing fantastic, all things considered.
Would the 454s like take phone? If I take phone calls, do you think the 454s would enjoy that during the break?
Yeah, we've been getting about at least 2, maybe 3, 454 members calling in a day. Right. So
844-204-RICH, number to dial. By the way, speaking of 454s, I have asked Hank Azaria for his Uber rating. He has provided it to me.
Fantastic.
So that will be brought up. He does not know why I asked for it. I just said, send me your Uber rating. Great. Don't ask.
I wanted to.
God bless Hank. He's just done.
I wanted to sneak that question into Don Cheadle, but we were pressed for time.
We pressed for time. Mike in Simi Valley, California. Let's take his call during the YouTube break. What's going on, Mike?
Hey there, Rich. Big fan of the show.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Quick question. You mentioned it earlier about Todd Gurley. What do you think? Is there any stock in Todd and possibly Brandon Cooks going to Tampa Bay? And do you possibly think maybe there's a play for Melvin Gordon to the Rams?
Now, Brandon Cooks going to Tampa.
Ooh,
we all know. I think Tom enjoyed throwing to him that one season, didn't he?
Indeed.
Absolutely.
You want to take the top off, and he's not going to go all ham like Antonio?
Mike Evans already takes the top off, though, right?
Well, I mean, Brandon Cooks is just going to speed burn you. Evans can do it too, obviously.
By the way, you see how
Evans is a big, tall receiver.
Cooks is physical.
Todd Gurley being traded, obviously that contract is something that one would say he has not performed up to, and that is still one of the greatest mysteries. We'll
never find out
what is going on with Gurley's knee or anything like that. So I don't know. I don't know about that one. It's entirely possible we could wake up today and Todd Gurley's been traded. But man, oh man, Ronald Jones had a pretty good season last year. I appreciate the call, sir. Thank you. Thanks for saying what you said about the show.
Ronald Jones is a friend of the show too, Rick.
Is he? Is Ronald Jones out there?
Well, no, not out there, but he's been here on the show before. That's what I mean.
What do you got going?
I'm in like the battle of the bots right now.
TJ,
they are out of control.
Yeah, see, every time I leave my station, the bots come.
They're watching.
Oh wow!
I mean,
there's so many.
I'm going.
All right, it's time to go. I hit these bots with the razor's edge like Razor Ramon. Here we go.
For you, TJ.
TJ, go.
Go, TJ.
We need you on that wall.
What do you think about, Rich, of everyone on Twitter has been talking about Tom Brady's arm strength and how this is not a fit because Godwin and Mike Evans like the deep ball?
Yeah, Bruce Arians and Leftwich and everybody's just going to be like, Tom, you fit to us. And Tom's going to be like, yeah, I'll go to a spot where at least my game is not listened to. Yeah, that's exactly what I want to do. Please. Him and Arians are going to sit down and come up with a way to make this work. You got to be kidding me. They'll make it work. Let's go to Kim in Indiana. How you been, Kim?
I've been doing great. Thanks for taking my call.
Thanks for making it.
Well, I'm struggling right now because when we moved to Indiana, I switched my allegiance from the Dolphins to the Colts. And everybody here loves the Colts. I mean, it's just big Colts nature.
I know.
And now with Phillip Rivers being there, I am not a fan of him at all. He's too arrogant for me. So
listen,
I just
let me just say
wondered
this,
if
Kim.
you can give me any advice how I can
You're gonna
possibly get
love
over
him,
this.
Kim. You're gonna love him. He's not arrogant. He is a red-ass competitor.
Really?
And all of what he says is all PG. It's a lot of dadgummit and dadgum this. He is the guy you want out there.
Okay.
And all, just know this. He was punking Jay Cutler. What else do you want to know?
I know. I'm not a Jay Cutler fan either. So
Okay.
I'm just grateful we don't have
right.
him.
No. Philip, but he's your red ass now. Enjoy
Okay.
it. Enjoy it. Okay.
Thank you so
got
much,
it. You got
Rick.
it, Kim. You got it. Right? Am I wrong?
Not wrong.
He's your red ass now.
He's great.
All right.
Indy fans going to love him.
I think they will love him.
I think so.
Welcome back to the Rich Eisen Show. I've known this man, damn near 20 years I've known this man.
Whoa.
Yes. I believe I met him for the first time at the Whole 9 Yards movie premiere because he's buddies with Matthew Perry.
That was on last night.
I have been felted.
That has been on recently.
I have been felted by this man, and that is definitely not, figurative, okay? It's not social distancing.
Okay, good.
I felted him back, too. Fourth and final season of Brockmire premieres tonight on IFC at 10 Eastern Time. He is the executive producer and star of Brockmire. He is Hank Azaria. How are you, Henry?
Richard Eisen, or as Don Rickles used to refer to you, Rick Eisen.
Oh, man. Will you tell that story, please, Hank? Please tell that story real quick.
Well, you might have to fill in some memory gaps. I think it was 74 years ago.
No, it was in Vegas. Yes, we did. Yep.
See Don Rickles.
Yep.
And,
at the Orleans Hotel, right?
See, that I would never have remembered.
Yes, that's what it was.
And would we send a note backstage?
Well, you told me that he likes to know who's in the audience, if they are of any sort of notoriety or fame in any way, shape, or form. And you said, "Hey, do you mind if we put your name on that list?" And I'm like, "Go for it. Go for it."
Right. And so I think we let him know that you and I were there.
Yes, that's correct.
And so he, at the end of the show, got handed a note, like a piece of paper, and in a really annoyed fashion went, "I don't know. I think I don't know. Rick Eisen's here. I don't know. Rick Eisen's here."
And I was so crestfallen that Don Rickles would be mentioning my name and got it wrong. Oh, it was like a total gut punch.
He had done the same thing to me a few years earlier. I think that's what he does. I think that's his shtick.
Well, now I feel better. Now I feel better.
Yeah.
How are you? How's the family? Everybody good in these crazy ass times? Everything good? Best you can, Hank?
Yeah, we're all right. We're up in Westchester. We're all getting good and sick of each other, and I mean in a hurry, Rich Eisen. And so it's going to be an interesting experiment, isn't it? It's like a weird, home version of Survivor or something. I don't know what's going on.
I know.
My wife and I voted my son off.
Now, wait a minute. Now, hold on. That's too soon. It's too soon, Hank. You got to hang in there. All right, so let's get into it. Let's get into the juicy aspect of this, that the New York Jet fan in you, hearing the news that Thomas Edward Brady is vacating his place of residence, to use the odd couple phrase, from the AFC East. He is gone from the AFC East. Your thoughts on that, sir?
Well, it's like a decade too late, but better late than ever, I guess. And it's like a nightmare that you couldn't wake up from, right? Was Brady? He's still there? Unbelievable. Like dystopia. This is pretty accurate dystopia. Super virus. Brady's still QBing. He's 58 years old.
Right.
He's still. It's pretty accurate, but my personal nightmare. But yeah, good riddance. I always say, and these, in these troubled times, Rich, if I can offer a heartfelt good riddance,
yes,
Tom Brady.
Yeah,
we
man.
have to come together.
The only fan base that is saying that louder than you, Hank Azaria, is the Buffalo Bills, who he did more of a worse number on than he did the Jets. But the difference is that the Buffalo Bills linebacker named Mo Lewis didn't break up Drew Bledsoe's innards to start this whole thing to begin with.
Wow, I guess that's why you get paid the big bucks. Why you know all kinds of stuff like that.
Yeah, and the Orleans Hotel where we saw Don Rickles. I don't know why I agreed to you.
Orleans. My life depended on it.
Yeah, I keep all these things in my head for some reason, Hank.
But yeah, goodbye. I mean, he's an old guy now. This is very Joe Montana, very Peyton Manning, this whole maneuver.
Yeah, I know.
He probably should just stop, right? Shouldn't he just stop?
I don't know. I think I don't know. I think he just loves it too much, and the opportunity to go and potentially, the funny thing is, a 2021 football season, the Bucs visit New England. That will be good eats that night.
Yeah.
It
is going to be fascinating to see how he does there and what happens, and then also it'll be fascinating to see how Belichick and the Patriots do. Are they going to stay with Jimmy Winston, with John and Winston, with Licky?
No, Jared still. Yeah, right.
Licky Mink Tink, isn't it? Isn't that right?
It is actually. Chris, will you look that up? It's Winky Mink Tink. Is that what it is?
Stand by. I think that's right.
That'll be a heck of a jersey nameplate, that's for sure. No, Jared Stidham, Hank, and then it'll be Sam Darnold, who's going to be your New York Jets quarterback, and that. Speaking of dystopian future, that's where Brockmire takes place in the final season. Brockmire, the legend of the booth, whose career I've been following for many, many years, as you know, Hank. Now the commissioner of baseball. Is that the fact of Brockmire?
That is correct, Rich Eisen. I'll talk to you as Jim Brockmire for just a moment.
Yes.
Final season is here. Was not intended to coincide with the final season of humanity, but here we are.
But here we are. Here we are.
Yeah, and Jim Brockmire reminding you, Rich Eisen, that when baseball does come back, it will still be imperative that all players wash their hands directly after banging on trash cans. So let's not forget that.
Yeah, how would Commissioner Brockmire handle the trash can banging scandal?
Well, I think he would make announcements similar to this one. There may not be baseball games, but that doesn't mean you can't get drunk and yell about the Astros. Now, come on. Right?
That is wild.
That should be the new national pastime. Hey, everybody, let's all get drunk and scream about the Astros.
And hey, and it would cost the Mets their manager before he even manages a game.
Is there anything more Mets-like, I ask you, Rich Eisen, than all of that? Hey, folks, all of the downsides of the scandal and none of the positives. New York Mets, ladies and gentlemen. No titles to show for it, nothing.
Oh, that's right.
Just stink. All of the stink and none of the...
I guess you're right. If you are going to scandalize the sport, at least be able to raise a championship banner, as opposed to not even get the manager to manage a single game.
Well, if you think about any scandal, Rich, there's usually some positive involved before there's a downfall, right? There was something that was gained.
Right.
Yeah. Not for the Mets.
No, not for the New York Mets. That's for sure. And is it true that my name comes up in season 4 of Brockmire on IFC that debuts tonight at 10 Eastern Time? If not this episode, but a future episode. Is that a true rumor that I'm hearing?
We usually reference you in some way. I'd be shocked if it wasn't the case.
Right.
We usually take some kind of strange weirdo shot at you.
Right.
I don't remember exactly.
Well, I'm told it involves.
Oh no, yes, I do recall.
Yes.
Yes.
Would you care to reveal it, or should we? I mean, what do you got?
Yeah, sure. It's about 12 years into this dystopian future, and Brockmire has finally been voted into the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
And
All right.
yeah, thank you. And he's scrambling around for somebody to give his speech because he wanted it to be his daughter. Brockmire now has a daughter.
Mm-hmm.
He finds out that he, in a blackout drunk in the Philippines, fathered a daughter. And she is of college age, in around 2030 or 2032 or whenever this is happening.
Yes.
And she's going to give his speech, his intro speech, but they're in a terrible fight. And so she's not available. So he's scrambling around to see who will give the speech. And he doesn't want to have to go to Joe Buck because just out of pride and every other reason.
Mm-hmm.
So he's running down the list of who's just in attendance at the Hall of Fame and to see if there's anybody who still likes him enough or has any relationship at all that will step in and give the speech. And he was running through the list of people who, like Brent Musburger, have not pooped in his bed. And he's like, no, not Levitard, not Eisen. Nope, they've all pooped in my bed.
So are you saying that in this dystopian future I have at some point made poo?
Brockmire has annoyed you enough that Musburger started this tradition of pooping in Brockmire's.
I'm honored to be thrown in that mix, for sure. That's what makes Brockmire so great. Again, it returns tonight, 10 Eastern Time on IFC. Tell me about what you're doing with Dream, Hank, and baseball and Dream. Tell me about that, will you please?
Thank you for asking, Rich Eisen. As you know, in L.A., I was very involved in education and had a wonderful organization that you supported for a long time, Determined to Succeed. And essentially, I left L.A. like 6 years ago, mostly because you kind of ran me out of town, you and your cronies.
Yes. But yes, that's us. That's what we did. Yes.
Yes. You ran me out of town. So now I found the New York, you and your henchmen.
Yes. Donkeys, Hank. We're the donkeys. Don't forget.
Oh, yeah, that's so true. I can't believe I lost to you, donkeys. I can't believe it. In that game.
In that poker game. Yes, sir.
So
but anyway,
you and your Isengard.
Yes, sir. Isengards. I don't mind.
So Dream School in New York is the New York version of it that's existed for like 30 years, much larger version. They actually have 3 schools in New York, and it started as Harlem RBI, and they mentored and tutor kids, and they started with like 80 kids, like we did with Determined to Succeed in LA, but they've grown it into like 2,500 kids now, 3 schools. They're building the iHeartRadio billboard that you pass on the way to the airport,
sure,
in the South Bronx. They bought that building. And they're turning that into this beautiful high school. Anyway, they're an amazing organization. And we're going to be holding events. I think our first poker event will be in the fall. I hope you come to it.
Well, Hank, I'll always, if I'm able, I'll always be something that helps you out, certainly in anything to do with charity. wearedream.org to check on more about what this is all about and how you can get involved and be part of all this. So before I let you go, your Uber rating, I asked for it. You delivered it. The reason why is because my Uber rating is apparently so in the toilet that I've never heard of anybody's that's as bad as my 454, Hank.
Mine's not great.
Well, let's see what yours is right here.
It's better than that, but mine's not great.
Well, I mean, 469.
Nice.
So, I mean, what are you doing in the Ubers, Hank? Are you making poo in an Uber as well?
Well, my motto, Rich Eisen, is never. I don't think I rarely rate them. I don't tip, and I cancel a fair amount. So I'm surprised as high as 469.
Still better than my 454, man. Oh my gosh.
Well, what are you doing?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm on the phone a lot, but I'm told that that's not that big of a deal.
They don't mind. No, they shouldn't mind.
Here's the weird thing. My guy, Mike Del Tufo, who you've met many, many times over here, he gets in the front seat of the cars, and he's damn near perfect 5.0 rating. He gets in the front seat.
Yeah.
By
maybe
himself.
They're scared. Maybe he's frightened them.
Yes, maybe.
I frighten him into a high score.
Yeah, exactly. Frighten him into that. All right, Henry. Before I let you go, would you mind doing a PSA to stay out of the pubs and bars as Mo, the bartender? Would you mind doing something like that right off the dome?
Sure, why not?
Go
We'll
for
try
it. Go for it. Here's Hank Azaria.
Hey, this is Mo, the bartender from the spring. I already blew it.
Here we go. Take two. Take two. Here's Hank Azaria.
Yeah, how you doing there? This is Mo, the bartender from The Simpsons over in Springfield. Stay out of the bars, people. You know, come on. Social distancing. You know, I tell you this. You're only eating takeout food and staying away from people. My life is about to dramatically stay exactly the same as it was.
Hank Azaria, everybody. Hey. All right, best to your whole family. You take care of yourself.
Take care, Rich. I genuinely miss you.
You know, and I hear the genuineness. I really do, and it's right back at you, Hank. I miss you too, and we'll chat soon. I'll tell all the donkeys you said hey, Hank. Okay.
Continued success. God bless you, man. Wish you luck in the future. Say a prayer.
It's Hank Azaria, everybody. Twitter and Instagram at Hank Azaria. Check out Brockmire tonight.
The best.
10 Eastern time.
Brockmire.
Oh man. I love that guy. Again, he came on. He was one of the first celebrity pickers on NFL Total Access. Yeah. Came on. He turns to me. He says, "Hey, do you like playing poker?" I'm like, I love it. He goes, "I have a weekly game. Do you want to join it tonight?" I'm like, "Sure." Like an hour later, I got a text, "Come here," and I've been in that poker game for 17 years.
That's awesome.
17 years. And one night, he got so upset that he lost a hand, he screamed at all of us, "I can't believe I'm losing to you donkeys in this game," because he was playing some more higher stakes games from time to time. And we just laid into him about, we're donkeys? This game, huh? It's your game. You're like,
yeah, it's
this game. What are you? So we really get laid into him. So the name of my fantasy team for years has been You Donkeys. Nice. You Donkeys.
Helen.
Oh my gosh, that guy, I love it. Some of my poker buddies may be out there watching right now. They're like, yeah, You Donkeys, right, exactly.
Also, the old podcast days, one of the best stories we can't really tell.
Oh, I know, from Hank. Oh my
Mystery
God.
Alaska.
Hilarious. One of the best storytelling. And Brockmire is fantastic, and it just gets better every year. IFC tonight, 10 Eastern time, Wednesdays at 10 Eastern time. Okay.
Yeah, how you doing there? This is Mo, the bartender from The Simpsons over in Springfield. Stay out of the bars, people.
Fantastic. I love it. That's a good drop. It's a good drop. We'll take your phone calls, 844-204-RICH, number to dial. Is there breaking news? Did something happen during that conversation? Oh, all right. Oh, yeah. The Bears receivers. I've just received word about what they've been up to on social media that makes it seem that Nick Foles will have some rose petals thrown at his feet when he walks in the door. That's next here on The Rich Eisen Show. Okay, Jane Lynch came on the show to promote Wreck-It. Ralph Wrecks the Internet, which, by the way, Susie and I saw with the kids the other night.
Oh, nice.
First time we saw it.
First one's great. I haven't seen the second one.
The second one's great. It's one of those usual. It's usually one of those Pixar Disney movies where it's funny, it's hilarious. There's a lot of stuff for the kids and the parents, and then there's a 10-minute frightening part of the movie where you as a parent think we are not going to get to sleep tonight because my kids are going to be a nightmare. And then I realized to myself, to calm myself, that's right, I watched Bambi's dad die. Right? Or I watched, as a kid, I watched
Mufasa.
All the Disney ones.
Yeah, I watched Old Yeller as a kid.
I mean,
right?
Yeah.
And I was able to get through it. Although I do think my parents once told me that the end of Indiana Jones.
It's kind of a little.
Well, when the Nazis get their faces melted. Spoiler alert.
Well, yeah.
That kept me up. At any rate, it was a delight when Jane Lynch came on the show.
That is the most switching of the samples.
Oh, the liver samples?
Without you.
You are welcome.
RDU90.
Wow.
Harrison Ford, perhaps the most beat up movie star of all time.
Yeah,
he gets his.
Oh yeah, well he does his own stunts too. I mean that's his own damn fault.
Is that, did you do your own stunts?
I did all my own stunts. I actually handled the liver samples with bees. fingers and ungloved.
Your character in 40-Year-Old Virgin Paula was originally written as a male character.
Yes, indeed. It was written for a man, and then with my eternal gratitude, Steve Carell's wife, Nancy Walls, who's a wonderful actress herself, said, because I knew them from Chicago, said, you have a lot of men in your film. Why don't you read Jane for the store manager? And so we improvised together, and we had a lot of fun. And Judd Apatow said, we'll cast her. So I'm very grateful to that whole crew of people for giving me that job.
Do you remember the song you sang in that?
Yes, I do.
In Spanish, can you?
Oh, absolutely. I'll just tell you right away that this is from an ALM Spanish dialogue, or dialgo, as you call it. And it's
yes,
and it's a dialogue, and it goes like this. Cuando arreglo en mi cuarto, no encuentro nada. ¿Dónde va con tanta prisa al partido de fútbol? Thank you. And it means whenever I clean my room, I can't find anything. Where are you going with such haste to a football game? It's not romantic at all.
No, but the way it sounds.
Yeah, it's the way you deliver
That's it.
She cracks me up, man.
She is very, very funny.
She is on The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Have you?
Oh.
No, I haven't
not
watched it yet.
Sarah watches it. I don't watch it.
It's worth your time. You're going to have some time to go down a little bit of a
We
TV
just started
wormhole.
watching The Outsider.
Okay. I don't know that.
It's HBO, Jason Bateman.
How is it?
It is
dark,
freaky, dark. Watching it at dark, in the dark, not a good idea. Gonna watch it during the daytime.
Here's our issue: is that our kids are now going to sleep later and later and later.
Yeah, so it's like.
So by the time they're all down, we're like, we're out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got Better Call Saul on deck.
Yeah, I haven't seen this past Mondays yet. I haven't watched it.
I got the whole thing.
You mean season 1 to now? You haven't watched any of it?
I haven't watched
it yet?
Any
Oh,
of it.
man.
I waited.
It's a slow burn.
It's great.
It's a very slow
it's
burn.
a slow burn.
Well,
First two
so was
seasons are
Breaking
slow.
Bad in the beginning, and then I
First
got
two seasons are
Breaking
slow.
Bad
4
was
By 4.
Breaking Bad was
By the end of season 1, you know what's happening.
This is a
Yeah.
much.
So yours is even slow burn.
Oh, it's a
even
much
slower.
slower burn. It's a much slower burn.
Definitely slower.
I haven't seen this past weekends yet because again, the kids are going to sleep later and later and later, and we're like, it's funny that
I watched the Namaste episode yesterday.
Yeah, well, that was the one that Patrick Fabian was talking about. Yeah, there's like a go to sleep book or something like that. We should get you the Samuel L. Jackson.
Samuel Jackson. I've heard him.
It's go the F to sleep, and it's at this point in time you just want to.
You wanna play?
I still want to read it to my 11-year-old and 9-year-old and 6-year-old, but
it's late.
I do love them. They might be at home watching. I do love you kids.
But do you have video game systems at your house?
No.
Have you not?
We haven't done that yet. We haven't done that wormhole yet. No. iPads are one of the greatest inventions of all time and one of the most addictive inventions of all time. And it is nutty. And soon we're going to start, the school's going to get back up and there's going to be some homeschooling. If the kids are watching, that's coming your way too. Okay, welcome back to the Rich Eisen Show. We'll take your phone calls in a second. Apparently, did you know that Cordero Patterson tweeted at Teddy Bridgewater on Monday?
Okay.
Where are you at, fam? Asking for a friend.
Yeah.
All right. FanDuel showed current odds of favorites to land Cam Newton. The Bears were number 1 on that list. That was retweeted by Allen Robinson.
Wow.
Yep.
So.
Welcome to the Chicago Bears, Nick Foles. Hey, Teddy's not going to. Teddy wants his own spot. He deserves his own spot.
Of course,
he deserves his own
of course.
shot. This is it. You know, like he needed to try the Jets out because he needed to prove his knee was fine. And then, you know, he still didn't get a shot after the Jets when he gets acquired by the Saints, which is a tremendous spot to be there, be in a quarterback room with Drew Brees and have Sean Payton figure stuff out for you. And then he got a shot, and the Saints would not have gotten anywhere near the seeding that they had gotten, or even anywhere near a bye week that they, were 1 inch away from getting if Bridgewater did not go 5-0 and he stayed an additional season to do it. He deserves his own shot, and Carolina's going to give it to him. And apparently, you heard Joe Banner sit here and sing Matt Rule's praises to the rafters. And if anybody can handle what is coming, he not named Christian McCaffrey, that has been a face-front individual on this team. And Kuechly retired, and Greg Olson's gone, and there goes Cam. And here comes Teddy. And Teddy's going to be the guy. And maybe they plug it in, turn a crank, 10-win season, 11-win season. But if it's substandard and everybody's like, well, you got rid of Cam for this? Somebody who went 1-11 in Baylor and then turned it completely around should be able to have the footing to handle all that. Let's go. And by the way, okay, there's your quarterbacks in the NFC South. Breeze, Bridgewater, Brady, Matt Ryan. 3 killer bees or 2 killer bees, 2 goats. Dude, it's possible. Breeze is zoomed in front of Brady because of the offense wasn't nearly as dynamic as previous Patriots offenses are. But what if there's a game in which they're close enough in a statistic
pass
where they
each other in touchdowns?
back and forth?
Yeah.
Or passer rating, right? Yeah. Look who's in front now. Look who's in front now. Like they literally, like this, instead of lead changes, you're looking at statistic lead changes. 1-2 atop the all-time marks. It's going to be amazing. Let's go.
It won't happen in passing yards.
No, I know that's
Breeze
right.
has him by
He's
3,000
so far
yards.
away in front on many other fronts now.
Yeah.
Let's go to Matt in Louisiana. You're here on the Rich Eisen Show. What's up, Matt?
How you doing, Rich?
What's going on?
Oh, nothing much. Especially, except one thing, getting Malcolm Jenkins back in the fold.
Yeah.
Being the veteran leader that he is.
Yes. And running it back.
I would love to thank the Philadelphia Eagles for that, by the way.
It's good to have him back, I know. And just basically, Saints just need to run it back. My coordinating producer, Don Bowie, what do you think they need to do? I'll ask you right then and there. I mean, they need a second receiver is what he's saying. So if that's the need, oh my gosh, the Saints can hit that and hit it hard and get somebody. The wide receiver class I saw at the Combine was through the roof. Through the roof. Unbelievable.
Yes. I would love to see CeeDee Lamb come if they could possibly trade up to go after a guy like him. If not, Jordan Jefferson out of LSU, maybe.
Could you
I
imagine?
can see that as a possibility.
Saints fans would love that. Thanks for the call.
So good.
What if the Saints go out and get some new shiny toy for Drew Brees that's already won in the Superdome, a championship? Let's go to Stephen in Austin, Texas. You're here on the Rich Eisen Show. What's up, Stephen?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hanging in there. Hope you're well and healthy.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty well, especially since I'm still out here delivering.
Well, good.
I wanted to say that I'm pretty sure the first quarter of the season of press conferences for Belichick's going to be fun. You thought he was quiet during the AB thing. I'm pretty sure he's going to be walking out a lot more.
Well, 2 things. First of all, what are you delivering, if you don't mind me asking, just to know about your life's like?
I work for it's kind of more DHL. It's more international based.
Okay,
so
yes.
I'm like delivering like paintings and stuff like that. It's more stuff coming in from, I would say, France, Italy, China, stuff like that.
Wow. Well, I appreciate you and everybody else, and thanks for the call. Thanks to you. It's just a perfect opportunity to say thanks to you, anybody who's driving a truck, anybody who's stocking a shelf, anybody who's checking anybody out. Anybody that makes sure that our lives, when we need to get food, we need to get medicine, we need to have a normal sense of things in this world of panic where people are just taking too much off the shelves. I want to thank everybody that's keeping the supply chain moving and restocking. Thank you. And obviously, the first responders, the people in the healthcare industry right now, they are literally on the front lines of a war. So thank you. And the way that this is going, frightens so many of us. And the fact that people are trying to maintain a normal life, and these folks are the ones who are maintaining a normal life or helping us, allows us to be able to do a show like this as long as we're healthy to do it. I just say thank you. I say thank you. Now, in terms of what Steve and Austin had to say, ask me a question about Tom Brady. Let's role play.
Okay.
You're a member of the media. I'm Bill Belichick.
All right. Bill, obviously, Tom no longer with you guys. Can you just talk about what he meant to the franchise the last 20 years?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I put out a statement. But, we got to win football games. Tom's, one of the all-time best, and, he's in Tampa, and I wish him luck.
Bill, he of course he is in Tampa. Any thoughts on to what he's going to look like down there with Coach Arians?
No. That's a yes or no question. Careful.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Can you speak about what you think Tom's going to look like playing down in Tampa?
Look, I've already answered these questions. I mean, Tom had a great career here. It was 20 great years. But right now, the 2020 Patriots are going to get out there, and we're working on that and just trying to be better.
Bill, there were reports of the phone call that Tom and you had during the offseason, the period there, that they didn't go well. Can you talk about what that phone call was like?
Look, my conversations are private. I've answered all these questions. I think Rich Eisen's really talented. And I just want to talk about him. Any questions about how talented Rich Eisen is?
Are you going to be on?
Wait a minute. Don, you may not put my Uber rating up just as I say that.
Bill, are you going to be on NFL 200 with Rich Eisen?
Bill, what's your Uber rating?
Okay. This is devolving. I think you get my point.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's how it's going to go. Let's go to Connor in California. You're here on the Rich Eisen Show. What's up, Connor?
Hey, Rich. Thanks for taking my call.
Thanks for making it.
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Attaboy.
Yeah, I'm as loyal Bears fan as they come. I'm a Bears quarterback apologist. I've lived through Rex Grossman, Kyle Orton, Here's a Who, Jay Cutler, and the 50 other quarterbacks that have started for the Bears in my 24 years on this planet. But, I mean, at some point you have to stumble into an average quarterback, right? I mean, Ryan Pace is just struggling to draft. He got Eddie Jackson in the fourth, which is great. But the Bears only have 3 of their first-round picks on their roster right now, only 2 made by Pace. And, I mean, I get it from Pace's point of view. If he trades for Cam Newton or signs Teddy Bridgewater, he's telling the owners, hey, I messed up. I traded up to number 2 overall to take Trubisky over Mahomes or Watson.
Yep.
And, I mean, Nick Foles isn't coming to Chicago to be the starter or even competition during the summer.
I don't know about that. I'll be very honest with you, and I appreciate the call. Foles is a guy who can win football games and win big-time games and throw darts and play lights out. And they've got to go ahead and make a maneuver to brace for the fall from grace if Trubisky truly isn't the guy. And Chase Daniel wasn't the guy to do that. And you can't go out and make some huge move that makes Trubisky immediately irrelevant, like Cam, I guess, because that does put you in a spot with ownership where you got to explain yourself. And they also don't have any first-round picks. Do give Pace credit for bringing Khalil Mack to Chicago. But I'll tell you what, it's just interesting that Nick Foles is now there. They are going to run it back. I want to appreciate Warren Sapp, Don Cheadle, Hank Azaria for being on this show. America's sweetheart, Patrick McAfee, is booked for Thursday's program.
Fantastic.
Right in the middle of the show. A McAfee centerpiece. So listen to Mo, everybody, as we go out the door.
Yeah, how you doing there? This is Mo, the bartender from The Simpsons over in Springfield. Stay out of the bars, people. Come on. Social distancing. I tell you this, you're only eating takeout food and staying away from people. My life is about to dramatically stay exactly the same as it was.